everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Bugbear's Basement. Now, listen here, children. We got something to talk about today. Possibly the greatest video game year in history, 2020. Will it go down as the amazing video games that we know that are coming out, we're going to talk about, or is it going to come down as the coronavirus boil? We don't know, but we're going to make a decision today whether it is going to be cool or not, because boy, is there a list coming out this year, and very happy to have you guys here. Now, do keep in mind, check out those links down below. We'd love to have you guys come over here and be part of what we're doing, especially if you're not on FanSpeak over on Facebook. We'd also love you to hit me up on Twitter if you want to be on one of the shows. We are live streamers. We'd love to have you. FanSpeak, after all. We'd also very much like to have you on Drawn and Quartered if you're an artist. And just hit me up on that Twitter, and I'll put you through that process. Just had a new face come in here today. So always have new faces up there, and we love to see more of you. But it's going to be a fun show today. We're not doing D&D, although we're going to start a new campaign next week. And seeing as we're going to do that, let me throw it over to our first new DM on the channel, and let him introduce himself and give you guys all the love for the video game as we oil our gears here. We have ourselves Comic Book Bob.
Doom is consuming my freaking life right now, man. I
Right?
reinstalled that damn thing last night. No, 2 nights ago, and I can't stop. I can't wait for Doom Eternal.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. As you can tell from my intro, I'm a little excited today. A little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
There's a lot of good shit coming out this year,
Dude,
man.
this is going to be a killer year. Yeah. And
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite topics. And of course, you guys know we talk about comic books here a lot, movies that are related to that. And we love comic books, of course. We're dedicated since our childhood. But video games is sitting up there in that same kind of level for me. And of course, Bob and I, we're tabletop gamers too, and we adore that. And Thundero thinks we're nerds, but it's all right. We're always on the bottom, Bob.
My tabletop.
Lot of tabletop properties coming out in video game form
That's
this
right.
year too, man.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
right.
man.
Let me be completely clear. I don't mind tabletop games. I do mind Dungeons and Dragons style RPGs. It's
Okay,
just a
yeah,
bridge
yeah.
I can't cross.
You can't see my camera, but I'm with Bob. My middle finger, both of them are up for you, baby.
I'm
But
a
of course-
nerd about literally everything else. That's the one line I said, no, I'm not doing that
Yeah, I
because
know.
I'll probably like it too much and then it'll be a problem. So I'm not doing it.
It'll
So-
consume your life.
It will, yeah. But that's this thing is we tabletop guys, we're the ones that have the real balls, right? Because we take that deep dive, baby, and you can take that any way you like it. But of course, you heard him speak. He needs to be introduced. Flying in. Not coach, most certainly first class. Riding upon the plane itself, getting served by nymphs with barely chainmail bikinis upon them. He smiles and winks as he sees down below him the masses of whingers and whiners as he flares his muscles and lightning burls into the world below as he judges those who are unworthy. Thundero.
See, I can't. You bring me in so strong. It's like I want to just. If I was actually in person, I would just stand there, look very begrudgingly on the masses of the peasants before me, and
All right.
just do a deep breath, like a you know. And that'd be it. And that'd be it.
Yeah.
I couldn't. What else can I do? How can I top that?
It's true. It is true. But I don't know if you get what that is, Bob. Thunder is not usually on the show, but I'm under a challenge, which I've been going on for a few weeks now. Every time Thunder is on, I introduce him in the most grandiose way off the top of my head that I can. And I'm going to see how long I can actually maintain it without screwing it up. I'm doing pretty good, man.
I'm down for it.
Basically my hype, man. I love it.
Reach for the sky, brother.
Yeah, that's right. It's you got to go for it. You got to be A plus, man. The best around. Oh, sorry.
Nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
There it is. All right, guys. I think we're starting to get the hang of this radio stuff. But before we get into talking about 2020, which is the big deal, I'm going to come over here and say hello to our chat. I see we've got Ara in here. We also have Ninja. Now, we usually have a very small group in here anyway because we're role playing, so I don't expect it to be so big. But I would appreciate you guys hitting the share button, letting them out know that we are. We're talking about something a little bit different today, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care. We're going to have ourselves some fun. Now, of course, the first question for my panel and the chat itself is, What is your favorite video game? I mean, if we're going to talk about the new stuff coming up,
Oh
we have to
God.
know what to compare it to. Now, as I let those guys kind of soak that question in, which is kind of a ridiculous question to drop on someone, to be honest with you. For me, I'm going to answer it because, and you guys might think it's a strange one, because I think the first thing that come off in my head would probably be City of Heroes. But I'm
I
actually going to
love
go.
that game.
Yeah, I love that
Mhm.
game, but I actually think I love Lord of the Rings Online more. And then I was thinking to myself that because that's a good game. The original Dungeons and Dragons Online, I loved it. I still do,
Mhm.
and it's still running. So I don't know which one to pick. I'll probably have to go to City Heroes, I guess, after all that speech. Yep, no City Heroes. That's mine. So Bob.
Oh God, why don't you just ask me what my favorite child is, man?
Oh, mine's
Um,
mine's my daughter because if I say anything else, I'll get in trouble if she happened to be listening.
if I'm being 100% honest, it's
Uh-huh.
probably World of Warcraft. I stopped
Oh
playing
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I stopped playing it last year because of problems. But when that game first came out, man, that thing consumed my life. I actually the entire MMORPG genre is basically just eats me alive. Like EverQuest, the original EverQuest, man, I played that thing to death. EverQuest 2, same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
But if I had to pick like the game that really got me into video games was Final Fantasy 7.
Oh yeah, a lot of people did. Get in from that. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the things I mentioned on the show a couple times, I don't know if you guys, because you're kind of a different side of things here. I don't know which one it is, but it's either Final Fantasy. I don't think it's 7. I think it's 8 or 9. And one of those ones, I'm actually in that game, ironically.
Really?
One of my friends, he worked for Square Enix or SquareSoft or whatever the company is, but he was a background structural artist,
Cool.
designer for the game, and there's like a secret room in some place. I don't know. I've never seen it. He showed us had some prints he brought over to the show. What he did was he took our D&D team, our party, and he put us all as on wanted posters in this room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was an homage
Cool.
to the gaming group, and so I don't know which one it is. I think it's 8 or 9. It was like in 1998, I want to say, or
That's probably 98, I think would be 9
okay, yeah,
if
I'm
I'm
not
if I'm
sure which
thinking
it was.
correctly.
'Cause I never played the Final Fantasy games, so. But now that they're so big and super popular, it's kind of cool thing. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, GOP, I see it's just jumped in here now. Thundero, I know you might not know GOP very well, or you know him very well. I don't know which. But just so you know, he is corny tip. The head of his penis has been infected by some kind of larval disease. We're not really sure what it is, but we call him corny for short.
Ugh, that's just unpleasant right
Yeah,
there. There's
yeah, it is. It is.
I
But
think they confused reality with a game, but that's
did
fine.
what? No, that never happened. So
That's a good
GOP,
predict.
you're right? GOP, tell us what is your favorite video game, dude?
My favorite video game. I like a lot of them from different genres, but I would have to say Half-Life 2. It's probably my
Oh,
favorite
that's
video
a
game.
good
I
one
love that
too,
game.
dude.
Dude, there's a lot of good games, man.
There's really good games coming out here. And I see Slick has
Yeah.
come on. Now we're not sure exactly what he's doing. He could be at Walmart. He could be fondling Chinese women, for all we know. He is
Probably
Slick
that one.
Jimmy.
He's
Yeah,
probably
that's me.
trying to get his cat off of him
Yeah, maybe, maybe,
or
maybe.
cooking a steak.
Jimmy's getting a mouth hug.
Oh God! What? God! I won't even go there,
You
Bob. That
just
was
talking about Chinese women and everything, man. I was like, oh, it's okay,
yeah.
okay.
I've enjoyed me some Chinese women in the past. Thank you very much. I certainly
Uh-huh.
have. I like them. They can, boy. I tell you one good thing about a Chinese woman. They know how to wrap them legs around, man. They got them proper thigh muscles. They do. Yeah.
Got them birthing hips.
They do, man. They know how
Crack
to.
that walnut.
Don't get me on that. Slick will get all hot and bothered over there. We don't want that. But
Get up on that monkey.
Mm,
there it is. There it is. Every time he comes on, he brings out this degeneracy. I don't know what it is. Slick, tell us what's
He
your
really
favorite video
does.
game, or do you even play video games?
I like Soul Calibur.
Oh, that's cool. All right, Soul Calibur. Wow, I haven't heard that game in quite a while.
Yeah, I know. I'm old school. I like third person fighters, and I don't care for a whole lot more. Driving games are fun too.
Yeah, yeah. I think I've enjoyed all kind of video games. I'm sure we all have, but Soul Calibur. It's been a while, dude. Cool. And of course, anchoring up the show today, our mighty Thundero is going to answer the question because I know he loves video games too. So, sir, the difficult question: what is your favorite?
It's literally impossible to answer that question.
Yeah.
However, if you're going to force me to, it's Final Fantasy VI.
Oh.
But
Oh wow, that's the one that most of them pick.
of modern games of the last decade or so, it's probably Witcher 3. That game I just recently played through it again, and it just pulled me in every time. And I play it for 200 hours every time. It's ridiculous because it's just so well made. And if I had to pick one from like that I play with other people, it was when I was a kid. It was Mario Kart. Because I'd play Mario Kart with my family. That was one of the only games my whole family would play. We all would hate each other after we were done playing it, but we would play it together. It'd be very competitive. But yeah, as far as modern games, it's got to be Witcher 3. I just played through it again.
Oh wow.
Like I said recently, and it's just it's as close to perfection in a game I've ever played. It plays well. It plays smooth. Obviously, it has some bugs, but it's a massive game, so it's going to have bugs.
Yeah,
But
I love the fact that that game is as long as it is because you get a lot of bang for your buck and it's good.
You do.
And the whole time it's good. Like there's a few missteps here or there with quests that are kind of dumb or whatever or pointless, but for the most part, if that's the if you want an RPG experience, you're getting it. You're going to get it the whole game, the whole time. Even the DLCs, you're getting it. There's no phoned-in DLCs besides like appearance changes, but they gave those away for free.
Yeah.
So I can't really complain. If you want a game that if you want a really story-heavy game, it's the closest one I've ever seen come to, at least in my opinion, actually turning a game into a cinematic experience more than a game experience, while still also being a great game experience. It's even, in my opinion, it's even better than the Uncharted games at that. So
yep.
I just really, I'm trying to think. Like I play a lot of games. I play them all the time. Last 5-10 years, it's got to be that. That's definitely the best one. But overall, my most fondest memories are from Final Fantasy VI.
And of course, we will be talking about Square Enix and CD Projekt Red today, I'm sure. My son would kind of, I think, happily agree with that because he loved The Witcher. But I still think my son's favorite gaming games are the Dark Souls run. I mean, he's
God, I tried to play Dark Souls, man. I wanted to shoot myself in the head about 20 minutes in.
yeah.
It's hard.
The boy is a little bit of a competitive gamer, and I say a little bit, which from my point of view was a lot of it. He actually, when the first Splatoon came out, they had 4-man teams in that, and his team was #1 in the world actually. He's also a Rainbow Six team player, although I don't think they've become very high ranked in that. So my son's a little bit of a competitive gamer, right?
Yeah.
The Dark Souls for him is like the ultimate challenge, and those guys do like speed runs on that thing, or no
Oh my
hit
God.
runs and stuff like that. It's kind of insane. Yeah.
Dude, I can't. By the way, I think I figured out why Soul Calibur is Slick's favorite game.
Oh yeah. Oh, no, I knew that from the get go. Yeah.
Ivy.
No, it's not Ivy. I never really played her. I liked Siegfried.
I think there was a ninja girl I liked.
Yeah,
Taki's
Taki's
with the
fun.
boobs.
Yeah, she was pretty hot. Yeah.
And then Sophia, I'd do Sophia. They had one of the iterations they had her in a schoolgirl outfit, so I'd play her too.
Oh, there you go. Okay, and we'll take that as meaning actual gameplay. All right, so sweet, and I think everyone has answered the question. So good. Let me see if the chat had an opinion on that real quick before we move on.
Oh, and I do like Pong.
Hey, I played Pong. I actually did. I had a Radio Shack version of it. So let's see.
Do these kids even know what Pong is?
I think they do. Yeah.
I would but you know,
It's
Yes, I know what Pong
never
yeah,
is.
they
know.
know what. Of course, they know what it is. They probably didn't play it though.
I
But
did play it.
Yeah.
I
oh, you
played it
did.
on an Atari way back in the day.
Atari. Oh
Probably when I
God,
was
that's a modern machine
probably when I was like
comparatively.
3 or
Uh,
4.
Hey, no, I love me some Pong. We played it all the time. Of course, that was the first understanding of video games at home. Because before that, I'm sure Slick can attest with this. We hung out at the arcade, man. It was all about the arcade.
Yup,
Yeah,
Arcade?
it was.
yeah,
That's newfangled stuff. We played Pong
You had,
with 2 bricks and a stone.
yeah,
you had
yeah.
Atari and you had Activision and you had Commodore 64. Those were the
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
consoles.
that's right, that's right. And I kind of came in at the end of it. Really, well, it's not true. It's still around, but I came in at the end of the craze of it myself. But I wasn't. I was a pretty fair pinball player as well. I
Pinball's
used to.
fun, man.
Yeah, I played a lot of pinball. But
God, you're old.
what? Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah. But yeah, pinball's great fun. I used to play a lot of that, dude. But I was pretty good at it actually. I won a couple of little local tournaments. I gotta know that doesn't mean anything, but I used to love playing that. Anyway, Ninja says there is no best game ever, but one of my favorites, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. That is good game, dude. That is good
That
game.
I
Mhm.
still like playing that game. I'll still play it on occasion. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like
Dude, a lot of
Galaxies
those old
too.
Star Wars games were awesome, man.
Yeah,
Like,
like
was it the Jedi Outcast? God, that game was awesome.
yeah, TIE
One of the
Fighter was a
things
good one too.
that
Mhm.
most upset me when Disney bought the Star Wars franchise was when they shut down LucasArts.
Oof.
Because LucasArts had so many great games. Like
Yeah, they did.
they did have some misses, but for the vast majority of their games were really interesting, and like it was all sorts of genres. It was great. It was like
It's
KOTOR
almost like they
is
cared
some
about the games.
yeah
Right.
KOTOR is in my top 3 favorite games.
Oh,
So
dude, I love
I
and
love
KOTOR
KOTOR.
2 gets crapped on, but if you recognize the fact that they were forced to push that thing out, it's actually not a bad game. And then they have the patch that you can put into it that actually fixes it, a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, it's still a lot of fun.
It's a
Like
lot
I
of
Mhm.
fun.
mean,
I
it's
loved them both actually. Yeah, they were really good.
yeah.
Let's see here. Nick says the video game is the best video game is Life is Strange. That's a newer one, and it's been had a little controversy, but it looks pretty interesting to me. I haven't played it yet though. Bob
Yeah,
sounds
I
like you
haven't
did.
played it either. No,
No.
the response I put on that was actually for Sheldon. He said the Eternal Darkness, Sanity's
Oh,
Requiem from
yeah.
GameCube. That
Eternal
was a good.
Dark.
I'm a big. I'm big into survival horror, and that was a good one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. And let's see here. It's like Jarts. No, it's not. Nick says now virtually everyone's singing a popular song. Yay! But still, I believe in the excellent joy of the Pong. Yeah, Pong was simple but fun, dude. I actually saw my dad actually sat down and played Pong with me. And I mean that's weird. My dad is a lifelong military man, right? It doesn't make any sense. But our local arcade was called the Spaceport. Oh, that's cool, dude. We were deaf, dumb, and blind. Yeah, giving a shout out to who? I think it's who. Yeah, it's who. Let's see. Chester's original pinball wizard, dude. I was never that good, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. Feel me, see me. Yeah, there you go. A little bit of love. Some old people are shouting out in the chat saying, "Hey, we're old. See us. Look at us. Be with us." But that's enough of the old. I mean, because and that's cool. We could sit and talk for hours about old video games and have a great time. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today to talk about the new. And we're going to be talking about 2020 because we've been doing little reporting on here on this channel and conversations amongst ourselves as well, and I'm sure you as well. And this year is shaping up to be absolutely spectacular. And dare I say, possibly the best year in video games ever. Now, we have to wait to see the games when they come out. Who knows what kind of delays we'll get. This virus thing is going on. It could cause some pushback, not necessarily from a development point of view, but simply a proper launch point of view. Who knows? Although maybe it could be the best time to do it, actually.
But will there be jiggle physics?
Oh, well, now that is a fair point.
Always.
Fair point. There should always be jiggle physics. I agree. Women don't really jiggle like that, but they should. They should.
I've seen videos that would beg to differ.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. But I wasn't talking about Trigglypuff though.
Yep.
Oh God, he did it. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, let me go over and share this here, and we're going to take a look at. I found a list. Now I don't know if I'm going to yell that or not, but that's all right. Kind of used to it by now. I found a site that had a list, and I don't really care if it's a good site or not because I know there's like Kotaku and Polygon and stuff like that. I wouldn't put them up. But Game Informer, is that considered profane?
Man, it's been so long since because I used to get Game Informer, but that was like probably almost a decade ago.
Well, because I know I can't
Like,
put Kotaku, I know I can't put
oh
Polygon
yeah.
because they're just so, SJW corrupt. But I don't really
Sadly,
care. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Uh, and besides, this title screen that they have up here is perfect for our beginning, dude. And
It's
of
pretty
course,
badass.
yeah.
it is pretty badass. Very well done. And of course, right there in the middle is the most anticipated game this year. Possibly, this could be the biggest monster to ever launch, actually.
Yeah.
And we're keeping that in mind with Halo and some of the other big boys that came out, right? But CD Projekt Red's, Cyberpunk could be the biggest monster we've ever seen.
You think that they're aware of how important they've become?
I think they are
Like,
well
I
aware. Yeah,
think they are because I
yeah,
don't know.
I do.
I hope they are. I hope they realize that for like AAA gamers that aren't in like the Call of Duty world, um, they're kind of the our hopes are put on them right now
Yeah,
because
but
they're the only
Yeah,
yeah,
but
capable of putting out a huge full size game that haven't completely screwed the pooch in the last 5 years.
yeah. No, it's true.
yeah, but I mean, I think with a lot of these companies, they kind of follow a similar arc, and they'll be like, eventually they'll be the next Bethesda, you know,
I
where it's
think
you
so.
get all your
Yeah,
yeah,
Well,
that's
speaking
just kind of
it looks like somewhere somebody in Bethesda finally got some sense and they're starting to correct a lot of the nonsense they've been doing. Um, Fallout 76, which is still up and running, they actually patched it and apparently fixed it to where now
yeah.
it's basically a Fallout game like it was supposed to be.
It's Pete Hines. It's not Todd Howard. Understand that.
Oh, it's
It's Pete Hines. It most certainly is Pete Hines because Pete Hines he's very frustrated actually, and Todd Howard is just delusional, lost in space, right? But
Yeah.
we'll get into talking about that stuff for sure. But to answer your question, I think they are aware because they keep playing that card. They keep
Mm,
putting out announcements that are basically showing how spoiled, rotten these other AAA companies are, and you don't
mhm.
do that unless you understand exactly where you stand, right? And I'm happy with that. So, but let's get into it here. Let's dive in now. 2020 video game release schedule. That's all this is. It's not an article. It's not giving us opinions. It's simply a list of things that are coming out now. We're already 3 months into the year, but that's okay. I'm going to take a look at what came out before. Now, I'm not going to look at every single game, but if you guys do me a favor, keep your eyes on the screen, and if you see something you want me to pop onto, I will do that. Now, looking here at January, let's see. Monster Hunter World Iceborne is the DLC. uh, Dragon Ball Z. That is, I don't think that's DLC. I think that's the new Dragon Ball game, which I haven't played, but it looked pretty cool. Tokyo Mirage, SimCities. This is a DLC as well. Kingdoms Hearts 3, which I think is more DLC. Mosaic. Now, Mosaic, I'd heard a little bit about, and it's a weird little thing. But it's getting a lot of buzz, and as you see with I don't know what this because is Game Informer ratio 8.75, but I've heard some cool buzz about this one. You guys heard about Mosaic yet?
I haven't
mm,
heard anything about that game now.
Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's not for us for sure, but I like to see interesting and different things. I don't know anything about it. I just had heard some buzz about it. Odd World. Now I don't know about the Stranger's Wrath HD. This is a release for the Switch, I guess. Now I love Odd World, and the
Mm.
Stranger's Wrath was pretty cool. as well. And this isn't a new game. But did any of you guys play Oddworld?
I played the original a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
love the
familiar,
yeah.
but I haven't played Stranger's Wrath.
I like Stranger. It was very different. He's kind of like a cowboy type of monster creature, as with Oddworld. And his mechanics are very different. The way he plays with his grappling hook and guns and stuff like that. Where Abe in the original Oddworld, of course, was just trying to survive the meat, literally the meat grinder.
Mhm.
Oddworld's a cool little game. If you haven't played that, check it out. I haven't played that game in forever, dude, but I bet you it still holds up though.
It's probably, man, the gameplay. There's, I mean, if the gameplay is really good, the game will continue to be popular. I mean,
Yeah.
look at games like I said, Final Fantasy VII and stuff. They still play this thing today.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I really think the art style of that game is kind of an everlast title. You know what I mean? It always looks good, no matter how many decades you get away from it. I think. But man, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I have very fond memories of Oddworld. Now, rugby. I don't know if anybody plays that, but rugby's becoming more popular, particularly here in Japan because of Japan's success. But I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, don't know, don't care. Anybody here have
Mhm.
any love for Walking Dead at all?
Nope.
I like the Telltale game series,
Okay.
but that was. I mean, I like the comics, but I'm really behind on them anyways. But
Yeah,
what I did read, I enjoyed.
it's a property that I think has been beat to the ground.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
that's
show
kind
had
of the
some good
point. Yeah.
seasons early on, but they really just the show needs to die at this point. It needs to go away.
Yeah, it should have gone.
They,
It's way overstayed its welcome, dude, for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But moving down here, Journey to the Savage Planet. I do believe I'd heard about that. Let me see if it's the one that's in my brain. Oh yes. I've seen some run on this. This is a quirky little game, man. It's a platform. It's an odd third-person platformer. It's
Hmm.
very bizarre. But I've seen some gameplay on it, and I thought it was pretty cool, man. If you guys get a chance, you check it out. This is a cheap title too. It's one of those easy, quick buys, right? Now, Pillars of Eternity 2. I mean, this is a legacy game.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's just ridiculously popular. This is in the Boulder Gate style, and it's really good storytelling. Although we haven't heard much about Pillars for a while because Divinity 2 came out and just blew its doors off. I mean, Larian
Yeah.
Studios is just kicking butt, and hopefully, somewhere in the list we'll see another Larian a title that's coming out that so excited about, so excited.
Have you
But
seen no? Have you seen anything about the Kentucky Route Zero?
no, I didn't recognize it at all. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. The art style for that is really really cool. If you get a chance, check out the trailer for it. It's done in that almost like I'm trying to think of a game to compare it to. It's done in almost like this minimalist art style where everything is almost like a just like a silhouette,
Hmm.
but it's done three
Oh, one of those.
dimensionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art style for that looks really cool, and it looks to be like it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be one of those quirky little interesting games.
And
But it
that's
looks like it's more of a like a suspense thriller kind of thing.
and that's one of the things about this year. There's a lot of cool indies as well as big titles.
Hmm.
It is an
Yeah,
interesting year. Yeah.
yeah. Pillars of
Yeah.
Eternity was crowdfunded, so
Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Uh,
heartbreaker right there.
why?
Warcraft 3 Reforged.
oh
Oh,
god, dude, that I was so looking forward to that game.
Yeah, but then they
I would
work
have.
their bugs out though.
No,
No.
there's no fixing what they did to that game. They honestly should be punished
Oh,
legally.
well, here
They
they go.
they
All right.
promoted a game they were not making at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
they promoted a game that they were gonna make, and then they went, we're just gonna release it like this.
Yeah.
Well, no, I agree. They lied straight up. This is just another mistake from this company. They keep doing stupid things over and over and over again. And Warcraft 3. Now, this is not World of Warcraft. This is Warcraft 3, which I played the hell out of. Loved it. And that game was so awesome, the original one, that it opened up and it gave us a whole bunch of other video games. Namely, Dota would be the biggest one, right?
Dota, League of Legends.
Yeah, that's right.
The entire
Yeah.
genre of
The
MOBAs.
MOBA, yeah. So Warcraft was a big game, and they just not only did they lie, they just screwed it up so badly, and they don't seem to give a shit.
No.
And yeah, it's really a problem.
Yeah,
So
ever since Blizzard sold, ever since they EA bought them, it's just been a slow downward slope until crap.
That's a story of most companies that EA buys.
well, this
Yeah.
Activision. He doesn't mean EA. He means Activision.
I mean Activision. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
I
still
mean,
stand by my
it's
statement.
really same difference.
yeah. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
right.
Same stuff.
Activision isn't even Activision anymore since Tencent bought them.
No.
Yeah.
It's the Chinese got their claws in it, and it's done. That's all there is to
Yeah,
it.
you could really start the fall back when Tencent bought Activision.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly when it started. Yeah, and do keep in mind, Tencent is a government, not government, a Communist Party run company. Understand that.
Yep.
It's not private at all. It is 100% owned and operated by the Communist Party. And people
Yeah,
don't
they're
seem to
communist
hear me when I
heavily.
say that. I don't understand why.
You're not dealing with a corporation like McDonald's.
No.
You're dealing
Yeah.
effectively a proxy for the Communist government of China.
Yeah, no, and they own it directly, right? So and they have an agenda, clearly, and it's a profit-based agenda, but it's not a Western-based agenda. And this is one of the big problems when you talk about China. And this is an important topic. This is not political. This is part of our conversation with video games today, because and no matter the conversation we can have about the Communist Party, how evil they are, slavery, all that kind of stuff. The real thing you have to take into account is the culture of China itself. They do not care about any human outside of China. They don't. They've always been internalized. They are the Middle Kingdom. That's what Zhongguo means. It's right, the Great Middle Kingdom, the center of the world. And they don't care culturally about others. Therefore, they're always internal in their thinking, and there always will be. And you can like it or not like it, but when their companies are doing the things they're doing, they're thinking China first. I'm a person who's America. I think America first, so I don't blame them per se. But they're buying Western things and they're twisting them. So we'll keep an eye out, because there's more things that'll come up. Now, one thing that's not on this list that needs to be mentioned, though, is World of Warcraft Classic, which I think came out the end of last year. And I have to say, I'm with Bob. I played a lot of Warcraft too when when it first came out. But you know what I really want, Bob? I want a World of Warcraft 2. And I want
I think
just
that's
stellar.
what everybody really wants.
Yeah. I want just killer graphics. I want that level of storytelling from the beginning, because that game, the reason why it got so convoluted is because they didn't have a plan and they just started pasting things on top of it. That's why the classic was so popular, I think, because it took all that clutter off and it just went back to the vanilla WoW. But it takes something, have all your lore in place from day one, and give us the best graphics you can and go. I would love to see
Yeah.
it, and I'm shocked. I've heard not even a peep that is in the works.
No, they don't even know if they're going to do an update for it to push it to Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
I think what they did is they thought, okay, we'll put this thing out, because they really didn't want to do it. We'll put this thing out, they'll like it for a few months, and then it'll go away. And that's not what happened. Everybody came out and said, yeah, this is the game we love. Bugs and all, difficulty and all. We liked it because it was hard.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I just went on the whole rant about China and Tencent. But do keep this in mind. Tencent, I do correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Tencent is also the company who owns Moonlight Blade, and Justice, and there are no video games that even come close to the level of graphics of those two. Those are the best graphic games on the planet right now. Absolutely. Now they're all based in China. They're Chinese based. There doesn't seem to be any interest in moving it to the West. Which when you have so many people to play, well, who cares, right? But if you want to see some really amazing graphics, go check out those. Go check out videos on that. So my point being that Tencent has access to the best graphics on the planet. Therefore, we could see just imagine WoW with Moonlight Blade level of graphics, dude.
Dude, just give it the level of update that they gave to Warcraft 3.
Or they were supposed
know?
to. They were supposed to.
Well, yeah, or that they were supposed to. Yeah, just give it that, man. It's like, holy shit.
No, I want the full Monty, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep moving now.
Yeah.
February. Now, like I said, Life is Strange 2 complete season. This is, I think, more of a DLC actually. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. Now, I do believe this was just a little. I thought it was a mobile game, but it looks like it's was actually an actual game. Wow. I guess it's part of their marketing for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I'm going to check the trailer real quick if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead. It's your show, dude.
Yeah. Well, let's see what this is. No, this is what I thought it was. Yeah, this is a RTS. Yeah. Yeah, it's an RTS. Cool. I have no problem. Do you guys like RTSs
Some of them, yeah.
or ROSs?
Oh, yeah. I love
ROUSs?
RPGs.
Yeah,
They
RES.
don't make enough of them anymore, in my opinion. But it's just because there's not
Yeah,
enough.
they really don't.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think the last
I
the
do
last one I
enjoy,
played was I think was StarCraft 2.
Right. Well, we had a really good RTS come out recently called Scythe. Now, Scythe is a beautiful looking game as far as the video game goes, but I've actually got a little bit of a history with that game because the guy who made the board game that's coming out of, I've actually had many conversations with. He's a very nice fellow. He's a great game developer, board game developer, and his game that came out, I got the full deluxe. Package here sitting just in my library over here in the next room. It's one of the most beautiful board games I've ever seen. And then of course they got the Kickstarter out and they were able to fund a full RTS video game, and it looks beautiful. So that would be my choice for the biggest thing coming up right now. Monster Energy Supercross. I don't even care to look at that. Like I said, more DLC for Sims. Now, have you guys heard any rumors about the Sims 5 coming out?
No.
They're probably waiting for the
I
hardware
haven't.
upgrade.
Maybe, yeah. But because Sims is one of those crossover games, right? That's one of the games that you get plenty of guys will play, and you also get a lot of girls will play. It tends to well, it didn't start that way. The way it's become, it's more of a girls' game than a guys' game. But it's a crossover. It is a crossover. So would be happy to see a new Sims come out. For sure. I prefer more the Sim City, but still. Zombie Army 4, not interested. Seventh Sector, that sounds familiar. I don't know this one. You guys know this one?
I think that's another indie game.
Oh, it's a Sometimes You production. Then I can kind of, because I've played a few of those. I do a lot of achievement hunting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I play a lot of those like indie titles, and it's a very like their work is usually kind of shoddy, and it's kind of quick sort of games you can get through, within an hour.
Oh, cool.
But
No,
they're
that's
usually
cool.
like,
Those are cool. Knights and Bikes, man. This sounds like this is a Switch. Oh, it's one of those. Okay, never mind. Steven Universe in the house. Kunai. That's another one that sounds familiar. Hold on a second. No, that's not the one I was thinking. Anyway, coming down, we got some tennis. We got the Mosaic again. Yakuza 5. Now, I've already seen this game. I've seen this game entirely played out a couple of years ago. So why did it take so long to come to the West? I'm curious. My son loves the Yakuza series. I've seen him play. Like I said, I saw him finish this game 2 years ago. More. So why did this game take so long to come out in the West? I don't know.
It does every time for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something to do with distribution.
Yeah, that's weird because it's been a few years since he was even in the house, so that was years ago. Anyway, Luna, the Shadow Dust. I think this is one of those really pretty interesting. No, no, it's not the one I thought. Oh no, maybe it is. Maybe it is actually. That's all right. Street Fighter versus Champion Edition. My son played a lot of Street Fighter Five. Yeah, he's pretty good at that game. You guys into any of the fighting games?
The last fighting game I was into, I think, was God, what was it? I think it was like one of the Soul Calibers. That was it. I haven't touched a fighting game in a long time. No, it was Injustice. It was the first Injustice.
Oh
Yeah, I played some Injustice. I mean, I haven't like I love going back and playing like old like Marvel versus Capcom 2. Like
Yeah.
classic, the more classic stuff. But um, yeah, I haven't. I don't really play too many fighting games. At least I haven't recently. So
Oh, there you go. I haven't either. Last I played was Virtual Fighter 4. That's from the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't play those games much, but Slick does. Slick, you got an opinion on the Street Fighter 5? No,
you
Slick,
would have to unmute yourself,
you would.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
if you did have an opinion.
He might be asleep.
He could
Sorry,
be.
Yeah.
I had been doing something.
You did forget that you were muted. Didn't
Street
you?
Fighter Five. No, I don't have an opinion. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
It's actually
be
been
super
out. This
fun.
is a DLC thing. Yeah. It's been out for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, DLC. Of course, you
The
got
only thing
Dark.
I like now, are like character creator third person fighters. I like to play around and mess around with that. I don't care about all this other crap. I can create my own worlds with my
Yeah.
pen.
You ever check out the character creator for Black Desert?
Oh my God,
I have
Black
not.
Desert.
I'm sure it's awesome though.
Black Desert
Yeah,
is
it's
pretty
badass.
badass, dude. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's pretty
Nothing
cool.
is
Yeah,
gonna
they
have
actually it was so good and it's so popular. They actually made it a separate app just with the character creator, so that you can save the character, and they can import it into the game.
Yeah, sure, that's right. And
That sounds cool.
no
Actually,
character creators
that
gonna-
actually makes me want to go look it up now.
And the thing about Black Desert, even though they
Yeah.
had some of that loot box problem, right? The pay shop, but
Pay to win.
yeah, they kind of killed themselves with that. But that game was quite unique. Is first of all, it's a true sandbox, which is interesting unto itself. But Black Desert had a few interesting mechanics that I had never seen before, particularly the worker system, right?
Yeah.
And the property system with that. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm mainly an MMO guy, so Black Desert. Let's see here. Coming down, Darksiders Genesis, nice.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it does. The Darksiders is a very popular series. This is Dreams. I think this is it's that shape creator. It's a weird thing from PlayStation. They were kind of been pushing for years now. We got a racing game. They were Sprint Car with Tony Stewart. Hunt Showdown with PlayStation. Devil May Cry 3. Devil May Cry. Kingdom's Heart, of course, is a huge thing. It's got a very big following. Mega Man. Hold on, I gotta check that out. Hold on. Is this a new Mega Man or no?
Yeah, it's a legacy collection.
No, okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say.
probably
Samurai Showdown on the Switch. Please, come on.
That was pretty badass.
That is badass, dude. Yeah, there you go. That's not a new game though.
That's the kind of fighter I used to play right there.
Yeah, no, Samurai Showdown was badass. One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. This is probably not going to be the greatest thing. Romance of the Three Kingdoms, 14. Good. This is a Chinese wartime fighting game where you control heroes amongst giant battles. It's kind of interesting. Now, there's Dwaros I'd heard about. I've actually heard about this. This is a little bit of a city builder, survival builder type of game, which I like that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm playing Build the World and the Crossroads Inn, which I love. So Metro Redux, we got a lot of that kind of stuff. March, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, sweet. There's actually several Grand Blue coming this year, and those are very popular storyline here in Japan, and they look really cool too. Pokemon Mystery, do not care. We need booster for that. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, this is a beautiful looking game. You guys seen this game
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, I think
I've seen stuff about it.
this was a sequel, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the second one. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I played the original one.
Yeah, I think the first one was called Ori and the Blind Forest, I think.
I don't
Yeah,
remember. I just remember Ori, but it's stunningly beautiful, and it's
yeah,
difficult.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous game.
And it's
yeah.
tough too. It's not easy. It's not one of those walkthrough games, but just the artistic style, unlike anything I've seen before. Beautiful game. So glad to see they're continuing with that. We're getting a lot of old stuff being brought to different places, which is Neo 2.
Yeah, that
Uh-oh.
was the one I thought you were talking about when you said we were talking about Kunai.
Yeah, that's what I think I was thinking. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is a badass game right here, dude. So Team Ninja, get some, baby.
Yeah.
That is a badass series, right? So Neo 2, MLB. I don't care much about these sports games. Some people love them though. The Division 2, the Division 1 had a lot of trouble when it launched. Tons of trouble, but it's one of those games that eventually worked it out, and it really
Mhm.
became a great, great game. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm not a
It kind
big.
of reminds me of Watchdog. Like the first Watchdog was kind of a problematic. And then Watchdog 2 was a lot better.
Yeah, no, I agree. So the Division 2, hopefully will. I've been seeing a lot of trailers and stuff for it, so hopefully it'll be good. This is talking about Stadia. Of course, Division 2 is already out. This is not a new game this year, but it is an interesting series. Something more my son would be interested in. But Doom 64. What?
It's just
It's the port from remember they
Yeah.
ported Doom over to the Nintendo 64. It's that version of it.
Oh, I see. But
but
that
Doom Eternal.
that's
Doom
of course
Eternal.
that's my point. The only thing that needs to be talked about, Doom Eternal. Bob's life is gone now. How
Oh
is
my
it, Bob?
God.
Tell us about it.
Dude, I'm finishing the first Doom, the 2016 one,
Yeah.
and it's awesome, man. God, if you love those old Doom games, man, this thing is perfect. It's so good. And Doom Eternal, it's just gonna be even more of the same.
Well, he's
And it's
in hell this
multiplayer.
time, right?
Well, he went to hell the first time. In the first game, you flip back and forth between
Yeah.
Mars and hell.
Oh, really?
But yeah, the way the first game ended, he was kind of trapped there.
Doom
So this is
Eternal
him.
is based
Yeah.
on Earth.
Yeah, and Doom Eternal, I think is he comes. Yeah, it's basically hell gets to Earth is what happens.
Now, if I remember the Doom, because I did play the game, they found some kind of ancient teleporter on Earth and a connecting one on Mars, right? And in trying to start it up, they found that it somehow it connected or went through the demon realm, and that's what destroyed the Martian culture. Am I right?
I can't remember.
Pretty sure
But
that's.
the
I
new
just
game,
remember-
doesn't really go into the past of that. It just kind of picks up. Doom guy has basically at the end of the original Doom, he kind of succeeded in his mission, but he got trapped. And you basically wake up. You've been kind of like sealed in this sarcophagus, and you wake up, and you just immediately go back to doing what you were doing before, which is killing friggin' demons.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I don't remember much of the storyline.
Well, I
remember
know the
killing a lot
movies
of
are no
things,
help
and-
with that because they didn't even bother to
No.
follow anything. I know the second one they replaced Doom Guy with Doom Girl. So yeah, good on ya. Yeah.
Oh, in the movie, yeah.
Idiots.
Good luck with that.
Here's the basic story of Doom.
movies.
Killing demons is badass. Go do it.
That's pretty.
Yeah, pretty
he's
much.
on that.
That's pretty
He's
much
on-
it, man.
Yeah, he's on. There you go. I was just wondering
And
if I was
Half-Life
confusing Duke
Alyx.
Nukem with it, but I don't think I was.
No.
That's another one.
But
That's
yeah.
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but I'm still.
I don't think you'll ever see a female Duke Nukem.
No,
That's
well,
gonna
I wouldn't mind to see one. I like my women
I don't
slutty.
know how that would work.
Yeah, sweet. Half-Life Alex.
so there-
Have you heard about that one there, Corny?
Yeah, so I have heard a little bit about it. I love the fact that that Valve can't actually finish anything, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
um, you know, like God, we'll be waiting for another 100 years just to
For
finally get
Half-Life, for actual
a
Half-Life
screenshot
3.
of.
Oh, we'll never get it, dude. We'll never get it.
Yeah, well,
It's
we'll never get it. Yeah, we're never because like
Yeah.
even the artistic the people who are behind the art team left to other companies, you know. So
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. It's so weird that they're like scared of threes, you know. It's like we got Half-Life 1 and 2, and then we got Half-Life 2 episode 1, and everyone was happy cuz it took them so long, you know. So like okay, fine, it's a shorter version, but then we'll finish the story. And Half-Life 2 episode 2, and then they left us with like a little preview for episode 3, and just it just
It's
never
never.
happened.
Yeah, it's never coming,
You know?
yeah,
man.
it's not coming. It's just one of those
They
forever
don't make
things.
threes.
But then again,
They don't make threes.
We didn't think Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to come either. So you never know. I
True.
have to mention these Japanese titles simply because of my daughter. Dobutsu no Mori, the Animal Crossing, of course, very popular with girls. You have as well One Piece, Pirate Warriors 4, and my daughter's favorite video game, Persona, and Persona 5 Royal, which has been out here in Japan for a while. But those are, if you like those kind of things, meaning if you're a girl, then go play those games. Uh, Giganosaurus the game. You have to click on that. Okay, it's not what I
Oh
wanted.
my god.
Yeah, that's not cool. All right, the complex. Is this one of the ones I was in? This why is it? This seems like something. Was this the one that was trying to play on emotions? Your character has to keep balance with their emotional level or something. I think it might be that. Might be that one.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
am kind of familiar with Whales Interactive.
Mm.
Just I played some of their stuff once again through achievement hunting.
Oh,
Um, but it's just like you know interactive like you know just interactive cinematics basically. There's not much
right.
of a game there.
I
You
see.
know,
So
it's a
it's
bit
kind of
of a
like one of
point
those
like or a lot of
video game novel type things. Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah.
It's like you know a lot of their stuff is just like you're watching a movie, but you kind of make the decisions. You know, that's it's simplistic. I mean, the bunker was an interesting concept, and they had uh I forget which uh someone from Doctor Who. I forget her name. One of the companions.
One of the
But
woke crowd.
no, this is before it got super woke.
Well,
I
anyway,
forget
go
her
ahead.
name. Yeah, but no, I mean, some of them were all right. Some of them were just kind of eh. But yeah, no, I was kind of familiar with the
The
company.
company itself.
I
Yeah.
don't know anything about
Yeah,
yeah with the complex,
I'm
but
pretty sure that's the one where you're having to balance your emotion. Once again, it's not necessarily going to attract a lot of guys, but I'm all for more girls in video games, dude. Get them off those Candy Crushes and get them into more actual gaming. I'm all for that. So good
oh
on
no.
them. No, you don't.
Well,
You
there's you know what? I know I said no one should play Candy Crush. That's you need
well,
to. But like there are games for everybody. You know,
yeah.
like I've got like even people like you know my father's a bit in the older range. But he when I was a kid, we played. I got him to play Monster Rancher 2 with me, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with that franchise, but it's
Yeah.
basically it was a PS2 game, and the cool concept with it was you could have the PS2 on, take the disc out, and put another disc in. And they found a way to where you could do that, and actually it would read other like music CDs or or it was a PS1 game, not a PS2 game, but
Uh-huh.
you could use like other CDs or PlayStation 1 games, and it would read the disc and give you a monster for it. And you would raise the monsters and fight them and all that. Uh,
That's
so
cool.
I got him into that, and I got him really into City of Heroes too. That was a good time.
Yeah, City of Heroes is great.
So
But man, to be fair though, GAP, I'm probably old enough to be your father.
well, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. A lot of you youngsters
Jimmy,
around here, I could have fathered. Oh God.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm
no,
not
there
hairy
are
enough.
games I think.
Oh, all right, fine. Fine. But of course, we have the big boy there, Final Fantasy VII Remake. And we got a couple of those mentioned as well. Now, we're coming down here, of course. First one that pops in my head is Resident Evil 3, which is a remastering,
Yeah.
a remaking. The second one was pretty good. I actually
Oh yeah, it
won
was
a
great.
key for that. That's a pretty good game, actually.
Hmm. I love that. I love the Resident Evil 2 remake, man. And as soon as they did 2, they knew like the response to it was we got to do 3. Because for a lot of people, 3, even though 2 is probably the most popular in the series, a lot of people consider 3 to be the best and the most tense version of Resident Evil. And it was after, and 3 is actually the last of the original Resident Evil games.
Right.
Because after that, they started changing into other things.
No, the movie series followed along with that too. I mean, who
Hmm.
knows which one was doctoring the other? But I know a lot of people are anticipating it. Like I said, I didn't play the first remake, but Resident Evil 2, I got a key, and it's not bad at all, dude. Pretty
Hmm.
well done. So fingers crossed for this one coming out next month. Of course, we got mentioned Final Fantasy VII remake.
Woohoo!
It looks really good. And the funny thing is, we all know that these game journos are not really gamers. We know they're not,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many of them were complaining about the demo that they dropped? So you can go play the demo right now if you want, which is basically just one facility and a boss fight, right? How
Yeah.
many of them were complaining? It's too hard.
These are the same people who complain that Spyro, the Spyro, graphic update, but they were complaining that that was the new Dark Souls,
Ugh.
like Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they don't understand video games. They're not gamers. They're just I don't know what the hell they are. They're latte sipping baristas, I guess. But it's soy milk baristas because that's what we want. We want more challenge. One of the things that's been bugging a lot of gamers is how marshmallowy so many games have gotten recently,
Yeah,
right?
that's what happened. That's one of the things that happened to World of Warcraft, man. It got so freaking easy. It's
Yeah.
like there's no point to anything.
That's right. And it's that's what everyone was so excited about Cuphead. I mean, Cuphead is so cool looking anyway. It's taking those old classic cartoon look, but that game is viciously difficult and it's beautiful.
Hmm.
Beautiful, right?
Freaking Meat. Oh, is it Meat Boy and um God,
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy? Yeah, that was freaking crazy hard. But that's one of the things. Like when they re-released the old Ninja Gaiden and
Oh God, yeah.
the original Mega Man games, like those things would make you pull your hair out. But
Yeah,
but that
no.
was
Yeah.
awesome. But because when you finally beat that boss, you were like,
Yeah, baby.
"Friggin' hell yeah!"
Yeah. Now I played the hell out of Ninja Gaiden, dude. I love that game. It's actually one of the first games I introduced my son to. And of course he was a kid. They play their Game Boys and stuff like that. But I was like, all right, you want to play a video game? Here, I'm going to show you a video game. And that boy beat
Mhm.
that game, dude.
I
Yeah.
bet. I bet it took him a while though, didn't it?
It took him a little while to get it, but he's kind of a natural of those things. I think his generation really is. But
Mhm.
like I said, he's kind of a semi-competitive gamer as it is right now. Although he's not doing as much as he used to because college is hard. So
Did he ever try to play the old Battletoads?
no, that's a vicious game, dude. That game has no mercy. It hates
Dude,
your
man,
soul.
those games though, man. The thing about them is that there's no save points, there's no checkpoints.
No,
If you die, you
yeah,
go back to the beginning of the level.
that's right.
I'm gonna tell you, gentlemen, one of the biggest accomplishments in my gaming life is I actually beat Battletoads when I
Yeah,
was a
there,
child.
I've never
there you
beat
go.
Battletoads.
Yeah, I haven't either,
I-
dude.
I guarantee I couldn't do it now, but
The
I
old
got pretty
Castlevania,
far.
I beat the old Castlevania, and that was pretty hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they used to be real challenges, real difficult. But anyway, there's certainly some companies that are bringing us back to that. Dark Souls, which we talked about,
Mhm.
and those because they were so popular. There's several games coming out following that vein, that thinking of the gamer's game, right? Now this Hyper Parasite, I think I've heard of this one, dude. Let me check out this website because if this is the one I'm thinking about, this was kind of a cool looking game. Come on now, come on now, internet work. No, this isn't the one I was thinking of. No, it's not. No, it's not. Or is it? Yeah, no, it is. It is. It is. Yeah, it's this like this vicious, old school, taking a 2D side scroller and putting it into an overhead, Baldur's Gate Diablo style, but just viciously difficult. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking about. Yeah, yeah. It looks badass, dude. It's like old school, just gonna tear the
Oh
hell out of you.
God, what was that game that this reminds me of? That it's one of those. It's like a cross between remember Contra,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
the original Contra. It's kind of like a 3D version of that sort of.
Mm. Yeah, this game, I
It's
don't
just
know.
ramped to 11.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but from what I saw, I thought it looked really cool, and it's very tough, challenging game. So Hyper Parasite, there's another one. All right. So of course you got Resident 3, Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Big Boys coming out. Deliver Us the Moon is another one I heard about. It sounds pretty good.
That was cool. That
Yeah.
was an interesting game.
Yeah, this is an interesting looking one. Predator Hunting Ground. I don't know much about this one, but I don't know if I've ever seen a good Predator game, to be honest with you. I've seen a good Alien game. Sakura Wars. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. I got to check this out.
That's off the old anime.
Yeah, no, that was such a great series, actually.
Mhm.
I don't know if this will be any good, but
There's a lot of buzz around it. A lot of people are saying that have tried it out that said it's good. So we'll see though.
it looks one of those cinematic books type of thing is what it looks like, but who knows what the fighting is? But this Sakura Wars was really good run though. It was. It
Mhm.
was. All right, let's continue down here. Gears Tactics. I don't know. What do you guys think about the Gears series?
I
I
haven't liked
I-
Gears since Gears 3.
Yeah, like that was one of those things where it's kind of like I kind of feel the same way about Halo. Where it's like the first three were were fun. Um, Reach was fun, but it was very different. And then like I didn't really care for the direction they took in like 4 or 5 and all
right.
that.
Yeah.
Gears is a similar way. I didn't care for 4. I
No.
thought it was. I thought Judgment was kind of like a kind
Nah.
of a bit of a joke. Um,
Yeah. Once
but
Dom died, man, I didn't care.
Yeah, well, Gears is important though. The original Gears brought in some
Yeah.
mechanics that are now ubiquitous, right? And
yeah,
at the time, I played Gears. My friend Ben was a huge fan of it, and we played it together. But I was more of a Resistance fan. But of course, Resistance didn't take off. Gears did. The problem is the past two Gears games we've seen, the story mode, because I understand the multiplayer stuff, and most people don't care about story mode, but in the past two Gears games, the story mode is all female centric, and
It's
it's like
woke. Yep.
it's woke, and it's like, why are you going? This is a Gears game, dude. Can we count on one hand how many women play this game? It's
Yeah.
just not a female game. It's just not. But yet it's got to get woke. I mean, you're dumb.
It's the same BS that happened with Battlefield.
Yeah, it's
everything
stupid.
is woke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind some things being woke, and we're coming up on another woke game here in a second. Yeah, I just don't understand what you're doing. But on this list here, there's April is going to be a good month. There's several good games. Delivers the Moon.
Mhm.
Don't undersell that one. That one's getting a lot of hype. But now, of
That was
course, we're
fun.
yeah, it's an interesting game. But Now we're coming into May, and of course, we're coming into The Last of Us Part 2. Now, this game, for me, it's just this is painful for me, but
Mhm.
I'll get to it when I get to it. Sonic at the Olympics, of course, they always want to do some Olympic game with Sega and Nintendo crossover. Sonic's having some bit of a revival right now, and awesome. Best Friend Forever, that is a Japanese game. Marvel Iron Man's VR is getting a lot of flack for being really, really bad.
Yeah.
But
Those who remain are actually it looks kind of interesting. It's did you ever play What Remains of Edith Finch?
no, no.
Okay.
What remains of Edith Finch, and I played a lot of those walking sims. Once again, achievement
Mhm.
hunting. But you know what? It was probably one of the few walking sims that I actually really thought was a decent game. Like,
It's basically you're walking, you're playing out a story.
Right.
yeah,
It's one of
like
those book games.
most of the
Yeah.
ones that I played weren't that great. But
Right.
Edith Finch, if I had to recommend any of them to anyone, that would probably be the one I would recommend, just because it's very unique. It's actually it's got a very interesting story.
Yeah.
You know.
This one, Those Who Remains, kind of seems like a cross between that and yeah. Did you ever play Into the Forest?
No, but I know about it though.
Okay, it seems like a cross between Edith Finch and Into the Forest is what it is.
Cool. All right. Well, there you go. I don't play those kind of
Yeah.
games, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean they're not good. Now, of course, the first one on this April list, excuse me, May list that comes to my mind, Wasteland 3, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, and more
Throwback
yeses.
to old school Fallout right there, baby.
Yeah, as it should be. And I'm really hyped about this game. I can't wait. I want to try it out. I wish this page had more to show. But Wasteland, of course, going the way it should with the Fallout. Unfortunately, we know what's going on with the Bethesda. And someone needs to take Todd Howard out of his position, and they need to straighten the ship. They really do. Because Todd Howard is just. He's just killing them. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to take away what Todd has done. He did some important things when he took over the company. It's not all bad. But he's hurting Bethesda. I've never seen a company lose so much cred so quickly, dude. I mean,
Yeah, he's one of those
Yeah.
guys that he can't take he can't take
Criticism?
no, not criticism. Well, he can't take criticism either, but some of those guys that if you give him any kind of praise, his head just explodes.
yeah.
And he starts thinking that every idea he comes up with is friggin' gold.
But he just lies too much. It's the problem.
Yeah.
He lies too much. But anyway, moving on. Maneater is a game where you play the shark.
Yep.
That's about it.
Oh, I've seen stuff for this.
This is going to be one of those games where it's either going to be incredibly stupid, or it's going to be one of those quirky little fun games that you play for like 10 minutes and then you're done.
It's
like,
going to be
all
both.
right, I'm done.
It's going to be both.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Sword Art Online, unless you're a weeb, you don't even know what that is. My son might be interested in that. I'm not particularly, although that anime over here is very, very popular. Let's talk about Last of Us 3, Part 2. Now, Last of Us, I gotta do it. Dude. The first game that came out was in some ways revolutionary, right?
Mhm.
Not only was it a beautiful game, it was in essence a fungus-based zombie game is what it really was. But because you were playing a father-like figure protecting a young kid, in this case a female, and you were trying to survive the game intact, right? And it
Yeah.
was really well written. It was emotional, and it was a blockbuster hit. Blockbuster.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Now, what have they done with it? Now they've upgraded the graphics. The graphics are good. They've upgraded the combat engine, which is good. But they have gone ultra woke. She is a full-blown lesbian, and this is a problem for several reasons. One, you're kind of killing the vibe from the first game, right?
Mhm.
You're killing that vibe. Secondly, you're in a desperate situation where humanity is barely hanging on and it looks like they have a small community. In that situation, I don't care what you like. Everyone's making babies,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't make any sense because let's be fair about it. I don't care who you sleep with, but let's be completely honest. Homosexuality is selfish. It's extremely selfish.
Mhm.
And that's just the reality of it. Now, you could say we live in a modern world where you can be selfish. All right, fine. I'm not. There's no need for me to have an argument about it. But it is selfishness, right? And in that kind of world, in these kind of games, immersion is everything, right? And why would I want to play a character that I can't stand because of her
Yeah.
selfish play? Just because you want to get woke and you think you need more lesbian characters, why would you take the little girl from a freaking masterclass game and twist her.
Yeah, and you played through the first game. That story doesn't really need a sequel.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
The way it ended was perfect.
Yep. Yep.
So when they announced this, I was like, well, what are they gonna do? It's like, where are you gonna go with this?
Gee, it's just like Star Wars. We didn't need any more, George.
They're gonna ruin it.
They're gonna
that's
ruin
pretty
it.
much
They've
Yeah.
killed it, and of course,
drive it right to the ground.
it's not going to sell a lot of
There's more
copies.
money to be made.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make much money on this game, which is a shame because it looks spectacular.
Mhm.
It's going to make plenty of money because it's got the name recognition, it's got the popularity of the
Well,
other
I
one,
suppose
so
people are not paying attention.
people are
I
going
don't-
to buy it.
I think you're both right. I think it is gonna do well. It's not gonna do as well as the first one though.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
probably
really,
not,
it really
but-
irritates me because if you want to make that kind of game, we'll make that kind of game. Go right ahead. But don't
Mhm.
twist something that already exists. This is what irritates me about so much of this stuff. Now, some of you in the chat might be yelling at me and saying you're a homophobic, Chester. All right, fine. Label me any way you want. But this particular one irritates me. There are plenty of these gay things they keep doing that I just kind of chuckle at and could care less about. But this one bugs me for some reason. I don't know why it's gotten my craw, but it has.
Well, it's because it's an apocalyptic story. That's what it is. And you're like, well, and like you said, when you're in an apocalypse, it's just like there was an episode of Battlestar Galactica, the remake, that made a lot of people angry when the president, President Roslin, said, "We got to start making babies."
Well, it's true.
Because there was literally only 40,000. Like, you're down to 40,000 people in your entire race that you
Right.
know of. You need to start making babies.
Yeah, no, and that's a fair point. But to be even more fair, the entire remake frustrated me. I did not like that remake at all, dude. I didn't like it.
Really?
No, God, no.
I liked it.
No.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I think it could have been cool. Now, Blood and Chrome, the spinoff they were going to try to do that never came to fruition. I thought that looked badass, but I did not like Battlestar Galactica. I do not like the skins, the skin jobs they put in that. I don't like it. They miss the point. A lot of time,
the human crossbreeded Cylons. That was
yeah,
problem.
the
That was what you had a
Android
problem with?
things that really I just couldn't
Yeah.
stand it. I couldn't stand it. And a lot of these remakes they miss the point. They don't understand the source material. And Battlestar Galactica is a perfect example of that. But you guys can love it all you want. Fast and Furious don't care. But
Nope.
it might be fun. Whatever. But let's move on because I want to be happy, not sad. The Elder Scrolls Online Greymore. It's now Elder Scrolls is very interesting because the Elder Scrolls was one of those games that was put out too early. Said that's what these
Mhm.
AAA companies do. It was an absolute hot mess, but after all these years, it has become a absolutely spectacular game. And
I think it's the best MMO going right now.
it probably is. I still like Black Desert quite a bit, but Elder Scroll has become spectacular, and Greymore is just another anticipated bit of DLC. So nothing bad to say about it. Death Stranding's been out for a while, but it's coming on the PC finally. If you want to play a walking sim from Kojima, have at it. Hunting Simulator, they're still doing that game. They're in a different run of the series, unless this is not what I'm thinking of. No,
It basically
it is. Yeah.
Hey, if people keep buying them, keep making them. Why
All
not?
right.
And Ghost of Tsushima
What do you say?
looks nice. I don't know how to say it, so I'm not even going to try.
Oh
but the
well,
Ghost
I'm
one.
getting there because that's my most anticipated of the year, actually. Fairy Tale, of course, is a big anime. That
Terrible. One of the worst.
you don't
Move
like
on.
Fairy Tale. My kids like Fairy Tale. I didn't care for it very much.
It's so bad.
Okay.
How do you pronounce that name? That one below it, Chester? Because that one I'm
getting to it.
interested in.
I'm getting to it now. Ghost of Tsushima is my most anticipated game of the year. This game absolutely it steals the cake, man. It's gorgeous looking. The combat in it just looks intense. The storyline is cool. Now Tsushima is pretty famous here in Japan because you guys know Kamikaze, right? Or Kamikaze. How do we say it in English? Kamikaze. But in Japan, of course, it's kamikaze. And what it means is the wind of God, or God's wind. And it's coming from the idea that the Mongols, or the China controlled by the Mongols under Kublai Khan, sent two invasion forces to take Japan, and they both failed, and they both failed in the same way. Tsunami and typhoon, hurricanes came up and wiped out their fleets. And therefore, the Japanese believed that they were touched and blessed by God. Therefore, they could be never defeated, because they never were defeated until America came and kicked their ass. And that's why it was such a wave of depression and even suicide in Japan after the defeat in World War II, because they just truly believed they couldn't be beaten. It's very similar to what happened to the Jews when they were defeated by the Babylonians, and their leadership was taken into, of course, slavery or captivity in that time. And this is where they actually wrote the Torah, right? And it was such a shock to them that they decided to appease a god by through contrition of cutting the skin off the tip of their dick, right? That's how much of a shock it was
Well,
to their culture. And the Japanese had something.
I
They're
don't
not
know.
cutting skin off their dick, but this is similar type of shock to the culture. So Tsushima is important because it's one of the places that was on the edge. It's an island off of Kyushu here, and it actually did get taken over by the Mongols. So those people suffered greatly under the hand of the barbarians, and or the Nambanjin. And this is about a guy who was fighting, got defeated, tried to go home, found his family dead, and decides to just kill as many of them as he can. That's the basic story. It's not unique or interesting, but Sucker Punch has got an
So
absolute
basically, it's the outlaw Josie Wales in Japan.
kinda.
Cool.
What this is? This is the Japanese version of The Witcher. Is what this game is.
Maybe. Yeah, but it just
As far as the
looks
gameplay is concerned, if you watch the trailer, this is story wise. You're right. It's Josie Wales, but it's this game is like I'm really excited for this game. This game, it looks like the gameplay is going to be just as good as The Witcher.
Yeah, it just looks spectacular. The graphics are
Mhm.
intense, and once again, the way you pronounce that is the T and the S. It's Tsushima, Tsushima,
So it's almost like a
Tsushima.
Z.
It's like a TSU. It's a
Tsu-
Tsushima. Yeah,
Tsushima.
Tsushima. Yeah, Tsushima.
Cool.
Ghost of Tsushima. But yeah, it's not the easiest word to say. But in Japan, it's a legendary event. So but that's my number one for the year, dude. I cannot wait. Right? I cannot wait to play that game. Coming. Anybody have anything else to say on that on June?
No, it's probably one of my
No.
top 5 games that I'm anticipating.
Yeah, it just looks insane, dude. I'm really, really, really excited. But anyway, of course, now we're coming into September. July and August don't seem to have any releases. But of course, September is getting the big boy. The big boy's
Woohoo!
coming, and I'm glad they pushed it back. They pushed it back because CD Projekt Red is a company that they don't put it out until it's perfect, which I
Yeah.
appreciate. And they had to push it back. But I'm glad they did, because this is going to be probably past the coronavirus problem. Yeah, I know, we'll see, but we'll get to that in a second. Iron Harvest. I've heard about this game actually. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is the Scythe game. And it's an RTS. It's a true RTS as well. And it looks spectacular. If you like RTS battle games, this is basically an alternate universe or alternate history type of thing, where it's a steampunk mech game, right?
Oh, cool.
In World War One, something like that.
Nice.
And it looks really good. I've seen a lot of gameplay on it. I haven't played it myself, but it looks nice. It really, if you like RTSs, this is probably up your alley. Now, before we get to Cyberpunk, we got to talk about the bear in the room, dude.
Yeah, because I thought everyone loved Miss Marvel. I thought she was everyone's favorite.
That's not even the problem, dude. It just doesn't look good.
I know.
Yeah.
It
I
just
know that,
no.
like,
But Yeah, the launch trailer just looked. I watched it and I was like, "This really?"
Yeah.
Now, seriously, answer this question to me. When was the last time we got a proper Marvel video game?
Ultimate Alliance 2.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and because
The
you
Ultimate
remember
Alliance game.
remember that game that came out, or you were playing the X-Men, you had some weird X-Men that they made just for the game, and it had like a 3-hour gameplay. Remember? That's like the
Yep.
last one that came out. It wasn't a good one, but that's the last one that came
Oh,
out.
yeah, I know
The
the one you're talking about.
external versus versus the externals or something like that, or
No, they were
Yeah.
playing the no, they were fighting the what's that religious group that believes God has told them to kill
Oh, the
the
Purifiers.
purifiers. Yeah, you were fighting the
It was
purifiers.
Purifiers.
Yeah, yeah, but it was horrible. It was short. Actually, it wasn't horrible. It could have been a fun game, but they gave you literally like 2, 3 hours. My son and I were excited to get it. We sat down and we played it. And then we were done. We were like, "Huh? That's it?" And of course, they said, "Wow, you can play through all of the different characters." Yeah, the same damn game, really. Now, of course, during that time, we've got a lot of mobile games, which all suck, right? We had
Mhm.
gazillions Marvel heroes, which was not what we wanted. It was kind of fun, but it's not what we wanted. We have not got an actual Marvel video game in a long time, dude. Long time. And when I heard this was coming out, I was like, "Thank God, finally!" And then I saw it.
You can
Dude,
blame Disney for all of that
you
because they don't
can.
like to make video games.
Yeah,
They
some
are not a
reason.
fan of it at all.
The thing that's killing me, dude. This is Square Enix, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're the publisher.
and
Um,
Yeah, it is right. It is
faithful
Crystal Dynamics. But then again, it's Crystal Dynamics. It should be better.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard nothing but negative things, and it's kind of killing me. And I know you guys are screaming at Chester Spider-Man came out. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. But
Right.
that's not Marvel proper, right? That's Sony Spider-Man, right? Even though
Yeah.
it was a good game. So
Just give me a graphics update for Hulk. Oh my god, what was it? It was
Ultimate
Hulk.
Destruction.
Ultimate
Oh,
Destruction.
oh
Thank you.
yeah,
well,
that was cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
get me that game with the graphics update, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, but you are right. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was a pretty good. We've had a couple other kind of little updates on that kind of game, but that's not what I want though. I either want a single player run with some group or a Mega Flight or something like that, or what I really really want is I want a full blown Marvel MMO where I can make my own character. That's what I want,
Yeah.
mhm.
but I'm not going to
The
get it.
fact that hasn't
Good
happened
luck.
is really, it's just dumb. It's just Disney being dumb about video games and leaving money on the table because they should have a whole division that does only video games. In fact, as big as they are, and they just don't. They don't have any interest in it for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me because video games are the most profitable medium there is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bar none. It's ridiculous how much money some of the top games have made. Like, look at GTA 5. It's the most successful media
That's right.
media of all time,
Red
period.
Dead.
And that's anything. And Disney just leaving it on the table. I mean, look at Endgame. Look how much money they made with Endgame. Now imagine if they put that kind of effort into a game
Oh my God.
and put it out.
Oh my God.
They
Yeah.
would have made probably triple that. I'm not even
Yeah, and
exaggerating.
they've got a template for that with City of Heroes.
They do. They do. Now, let me be fair about the Marvel Avengers, and just so you understand why I'm debunking, why I'm bunking it, because it looks bad, sure, but you can say, all right, well, it don't look good, but maybe the gameplay is good. Well, all the information we got on the gameplay is it's crap.
Yeah.
That's the problem. There's
And-
no
and-
good
and-
news
and
on this thing, man.
When we say that that the graphics are bad,
They're
freaking Black
bad.
Widow looks like a foot.
She does, dude.
Dude, she looks
Oh,
like someone stepped on her face and then replaced her jaw with a man's.
Now I do understand because I watched the launch of the conversation at one of the E3 one year, a couple of years ago probably. So I've been watching this thing ever since it came out, and I do know that during that stage presentation, one of the ladies on the stage was like, and we're very proud to make to present our heroes as they should be presented. And of course, she was asked in an interview up after that what she meant by that. And of course, she wasn't very straightforward about it, but mainly the male gaze. Right, we don't want the men
Yeah.
looking at them, so they made the women look ugly intentionally, and they covered every inch of skin on them. Which, boy, you do not know your market, baby.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they don't want the male money.
I
Like,
guess not. I guess not. I guess not. But she does look like a foot.
okay.
They all look pretty bad. But this is a trend. You can't have female characters being attractive. And then, of course, I do believe the last thing we're going to talk about. We'll get into that list here in a second. But the last big thing we're going to talk about, of course, is Cyberpunk 2077. Now,
Oh, another license coming from tabletop. I'm just saying.
yep, that's right. Yeah, right, dude. Now, Cyberpunk, the CD Projekt Red has done everything right almost. The only negative I would have, and this is really a negative from my point of view, and I'm sure you guys don't agree with me. I hate FPS, dude. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I'm going to play the game anyway.
Mhm.
And I
I'm
understand.
not the best first person shooter, but
Well, it's not even that it's a first-person shooter. It's just a first-person perspective all around. And I understand their explanation of why, because they want to keep it immersive. And okay, I get you. But there's a lot of us who just can't stand FPS, dude. And it would have been nice if you offered a scroll back into a 3D over the shoulder, like Infamous, right? Infamous, one of the
Mhm.
most spectacular looking games, especially the first one. You could have done an upgraded graphic, which they've done with that from that tight third person over the shoulder style, and you say, well, that's not how we intended it, but just offer it, and you could have appeased a lot of people. And the way the world is built, there's no reason they couldn't have done that. They chose to do the first person because that's what they wanted to do, right? So that's my only negative. Done.
I
Yeah.
prefer. Well, it depends on the game. It really does. Some games it works better for third person. Some games I think it works better for first.
If
But
it's a if it's
but
if it's a
I don't see a
if
problem with the.
yeah
Huh?
if it's a first person shooter, I think first person perspective works best.
Yeah, sure.
Now you can do a shooter game like we said, Gears of War. You can do a shooter game with an over the shoulder.
Yeah.
But just to get into it fully, as a first person shooter, I do think that first person perspective works better. Thing is though, this isn't just a shooter game though.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I'm
it's
fine.
it's got a lot of RPG elements to it, and that's going to be where the first person thing is going to be pulled out a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. I guess I can see that point. I mean, if they could do, having both options, that's obviously best of both worlds. But
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it
I
doesn't
get
really
I
bother
get
me,
it.
I guess.
Yeah, it's just that's just my only gripe. Other than that, I'm very excited for the game.
Here-
Thunder has
Here's
been
the issue.
waiting all show. Go ahead, dude.
Well, what you're talking about now, here's the issue with them trying to claim it's about immersion. That's complete bullshit. Because I'm going to go back to their game they just made that put them in the mainstream map. Witcher 3 is incredibly immersive and it's third person.
Yeah.
So don't give me this crap that you can't make an immersive game from third person. That's ridiculous.
No, it was a choice. It was a choice.
And they know it's ridiculous. It's pure marketing nonsense, which is another thing to go to my next point. I'm very worried about this game. And the reason I'm very worried about this game is if you notice, there's actually an article somewhere on Game Informer because I'm on there right now. They're doing the virtue signaling, tweeting about International Women's Day and how they're going to have 2 different gender options for the game. And they're going to have reversible
Well, I
covers.
hear they're going to have 3.
Oh God, probably. They're going to have reversible covers, so you can have whichever one you want on the front of the cover. And a lot of the marketing in the West has been woke, big time woke,
Yeah.
like super duper woke. And I'm worried that it's not just the Western marketing department that's infiltrated CD Projekt Red's storytelling, and we're going to get a whole lot of woke in Cyberpunk 2077, and
Yeah.
kill it. That'll
Yeah.
kill it.
I think that there's going to be, I definitely think there's going to be an element, but I don't think it's going to be as invasive as you think it is. Because if you know anything about the guy who created Cyberpunk, and he is seriously hands on his thing, he knows where to draw the line.
No, I agree. Yeah, I
I,
think I
I
think you can play. I think you'll be able to choose how you want to play it. I think that's what it's going to
Yeah,
be.
I'm
yeah,
telling you, I
Yeah,
have a
you're
very
right.
bad. It doesn't even matter if it's a little bit. A little bit's enough. A little bit is enough to kill it. And the reason being is because that's how it starts. It always starts as a little bit. They don't jump all in, full in, feminist propaganda right from the jump on these things. We've seen them do this for the last decade. We know how they do it. They do a little bit. Just a little bit at a look at great example, Doctor Who. A little bit of breadcrumb here or there. Little thing here or there they just mention. They
Mhm.
purposefully put in to mention so that they later can do more nonsense and literally destroy the entire franchise like they did
yeah.
with Doctor
Well,
Who.
if they do a sequel to this, then I think maybe that might happen. But for this game in particular, I'd be really surprised if that happens with this game.
I got a real
I
bad
guess we'll
feeling.
just see.
Well, I mean, what you're saying is possible. I mean,
Yeah,
anything's possible.
yeah,
But
Plus, the fact that they delayed it because they were really set on putting it out in the spring of this year, and they're not doing that now. As some people have said, it's because they added Keanu late and they had to do more stuff with him. Blah, blah, blah. That could be. It could all be true. I don't know.
mhm,
But I got a real bad feeling about it. And the reason I do is because CD Projekt Red, like I said, it's on them. And I think they do know it, that it's on them right now. That they
yeah.
basically the play single player game experience is them. Everybody else is fucked up in the last 5 years.
True,
Hard.
true.
They're
Yeah,
it. They're the last of the bunch, and they came out of nowhere 5 years ago when they did Witcher 3. I don't think anybody expected them to make that good of a game,
right.
and they did it.
yeah,
Well,
And they're the last of a dying breed. Now, there's new companies coming up who might be able to do that in the future and probably will, but they're not there yet. They're not big enough. They don't have the funding, whatever.
yeah,
They're the last one that will decide the way gaming goes for the next decade. I don't think they realize how important that is. And if they do, I think that's why they're starting to do this stupid marketing crap in the West, because they're being told that this is what they have to do in the West because this is how you sell things and blah, 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 blah. When the reality is, if they would just keep doing what they've been doing, it works. People in the
yeah,
West, especially in America, want customer service to be ridiculous because it is in America. And that's what they've
yeah.
been doing. And that's what's been working.
It's possible. I'm hoping that that's not what happens. But if it is, I mean, it'll kill it.
it will. And it's keep in mind they've been working on this game for 7 years, maybe more. As far as
Mhm.
the thing you just said about Keanu Reeves, that's definitely not true.
Yeah,
Keanu has been involved in this project for a long time, and the reason why he's so much in the game is because he wanted to be. See, those guys are
Mhm.
just happy to get a little cameo from Keanu Reeves, but he was so excited about a project, he asked them put me in it more. Now, this was
Mhm.
years ago. So, any kind of new rush to put Keanu in the game, I don't believe that because he's been working with the
I
project
don't
for
believe it either, but
years.
that's what some people have floated out is they had to ever since the announcement they put him in more, so that's what they're working on. I don't think that's what it is. I don't know what it is. It could just be basic polishing, like you said. They want to get it perfect. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm just warning everybody. This could be their Fallout 76 level event
yeah.
because they're
God,
right at
please don't
that
say
level.
things like that. That
They're
just you
right
break
at
my
that
heart, man.
level where it's feast or famine. If they
Well,
screw up now, it's over. They could this game could very well crash the entire industry. That's how important it is.
wow,
That's how much
it's
they
possible.
put on the back of
It,
this
it's
company.
possible. There are a couple questions I got to ask then.
Hmm.
First of all, I've heard a lot of complaint that the fact that you have to play V, but yet you get to create the character you want, kinda, but you only get to play V. And my answer
Hmm.
to that is, well, have you ever played a CD Projekt Red game? That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
But the second more important point, and the one I want response from, is I have heard rumors that this game is going to be not only moddable, but it's going to have a modding system built into it.
hmm That's I don't know. I don't think they've confirmed that, but that is something that they've talked about.
Yeah, it's a rumor. Yeah. But what do you guys think about that? Because think about what modding has done for, since we've mentioned it a few times, Fallout, right? The Fallout
Oh
series.
God,
There is a
Fallout and Skyrim, and oh my God.
Skyrim as well. But I mean, Fallout in particular. Of course, the best Fallout game is Fallout New Vegas. I think
Yeah.
everyone would agree. But Fallout 4 was a bit of a debacle, and Fallout 76 was a disaster, right? But there's actually a version coming out of Fallout Miami, right? That was created by modders. It's completely modded, new DLC in effect. It's a whole new area, and it's not a little teeny thing. It's a whole damn game these people have put together, and modding opens you up to that because these autistic guys, when you give them time, they come up with just ridiculously cool stuff.
Yeah. That's what basically saved Fallout 4, I think, was
Yeah.
the modding community.
Yep, I agree. And I would go as
Yeah.
far to say Skyrim as well, because I've played I don't have it on the computer now, but I've played it several times. And actually, I wouldn't play it again without those mods
Mhm.
Yeah.
because they make them look the game looks so much better with the mods. I mean,
They
they've
just add
completely
they add
reskinned
so
it.
much content, and
Yeah,
it changes the
Yeah,
game so much.
it
the
does.
game, the graphics look, or everything looks so much better, and somehow they still make it to where there's actually like it's less taxing on your
Mhm.
computer. You know, it's
Yeah, that's true.
like
Optimization is a big
they
problem for a
managed
lot of games.
Yeah, that's true.
like yeah.
But just imagine a game as big as this, with the graphic levels that it has, that is completely moddable, or at least modding
Wow.
interactive. Dude,
That's
dude.
gonna be pimp. I'm excited for this game, man. And if it does end up crashing and burn, I'm gonna be so heartbroken because
Yeah.
I love Cyberpunk. That's one of my favorite game systems.
See, I just don't believe that it will be. I understand what Thundero is saying, and I get it, and of course it's possible, but I don't believe it. I think CD Projekt Red are us. I think they are
Mm.
us. And to be fair, I don't care if in the game I can play a chick with a dick. That does not mean anything to me, right?
Yeah.
As long as I can play the dude or whatever of my choice, and that is definitely what they're doing, right? So I think what Thunder was hearing is CD Projekt Red trying to be actually inclusive, right?
Yeah.
They're not saying you can't do this or you can't do that. They're saying you can do whatever you want to do.
Oh, there's an interesting question, Chester. Will the chick with the dick be circumcised?
Probably. Probably it will probably be a cybernetic attachment.
This is important.
I want to clear up what I mean by it'll kill the industry. I don't think that gaming will go away or there'll be a huge industry crash. What I mean by kill the industry is if this game, it's going to succeed. It's going to sell like crazy.
It will.
Mhm.
So if this game isn't what we hope it is, or at least really close to it, because I want it to succeed. I want it to be a masterpiece like Fall or Witcher 3. So if it's not those things and it is very, very woke and things like this, what I'm afraid of is that it's going to lose a lot of CD Projekt Red's goodwill. Because right now, that's what they're riding on. They're riding on the
Yeah.
goodwill of the Witcher series, and they deserve it, no question. If that dies, what are we left with? We're
Yeah.
left with soulless Activision, soulless EA, soulless BioWare, all these soulless Bethesda, soulless Blizzard, all these companies who just simply don't care anymore.
You're left with
They
the
haven't
indies.
for a long time, and it's obvious that they don't care. These companies who have done things like the paid DLC nonsense that's been going on for way too long, and finally you have companies like them who are pushing back against that, and they're like, no, you don't have to do that. If you put out a DLC for money, it should matter, and their DLCs for money do matter. Other than that, if it's a cosmetic change, it's ridiculous to charge people $5 for it. That's nonsense. It took you an hour or two to make it. Stuff like that. They're pushing back against that. There's other companies pushing back against it. And that pushback has finally started because of CD Projekt Red almost exclusively being so successful mainstream. If they lose that momentum, that's it. We won't get another chance to kill that ridiculous business model because this is the chance. We're coming into a new console generation, coming into a new hardware generation. We want CD Projekt Red companies and companies like them to take over the market. That's
We do.
what we want.
Yeah. But
And if
we
this
know
fails, that's it.
No, I get you, and we know this is not going to be loot box. That's guaranteed. But
Yes.
let me pose this at you,
Mm.
because well, speaking of initially when we started getting into this, the Polygons and the Kotakus and the GameSpots and all those companies that are ultra woke, they came
Mhm.
at CD Projekt Red hard. They always do. Right now,
Mhm.
what if
Mhm.
CD Projekt Red is pulling a bit of Ali and doing the rope a dope on them, dude?
Could be.
Well, you remember when they first came at him, man, he called them out.
Oh, the creator did.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he called them out hard, man. He was like,
Because
"You guys can kiss my ass."
yeah, and he's in a from their point of view, not from ours. It doesn't make it matter anything to us, but from their point of view, he's a black guy, so therefore he some reason has more license than we do. So when he came out, that just crushed their hearts, their little hearts, I think,
Mhm.
because he's one now. The creator is one of us for damn sure,
Yeah, Mike
right?
Pondsmith. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely.
Pondsmith.
Yeah, he's definitely not. Definitely not on board the woke train.
No, no, he's one of us for damn sure. He's absolutely one of us. And he told them to just, bite him, and I
Yeah,
love it.
pretty much.
But I have a feeling all of this is just rope a dope, dude. I really do.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's
And
possible.
again, I want this game to be ridiculous. I want it to beat GTA 5 in sales records. I want it to be the biggest game of all time because what CD Projekt Red is what gaming companies should be and what they were 10, 15
It's what
years
they
ago.
used to be. That's
That's
right.
what they all should be.
Yeah.
And the only way
I
that's going to happen is for them to have such success that they're completely undeniable now.
Yeah.
If that happens, everybody will start shifting that way. EA of all people has started to shift that way because largely of the success of CD Projekt Red and the fact that they have such goodwill that it's
Yeah.
almost religious how
Yep.
much people put
That's a
away
good
for
thing,
this
though.
company.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
Yes.
EA is any shift that they do away from their poor business practices is probably because of legislation coming down, coming into countries and
That
around
too.
the bend.
That too.
You know,
What I
I
mean is
don't.
I'm talking about like Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah,
It's the complete opposite of what they've been doing as far as philosophy. And a lot of that has to come down to Witcher 3. I just
yeah.
has to. There's no way it's not.
Yeah. They're
Wow.
basically the new BioWare, right? That's what
Yeah.
they are.
Yes.
Yeah. Because BioWare
Not to
certainly
not
isn't
to not
BioWare.
to yeah, not to jump in a
yeah.
different subject, but apparently it's being reported that E3 is getting canceled because of the
Yeah.
coronavirus.
Yeah. We anticipated that,
Well,
actually. Yeah.
E3's
Wow.
kind of a joke. I mean, let's be honest. E3 has no real purpose at this point. It's a glorified commercial.
It's not what
Like,
it has been in the past. It's just the idea that something that big is getting canceled. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
well, everybody pulled out, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
WWE's been floating. They might cancel
Quote-
WrestleMania too. They might
quote.
just not have people in the arena.
Yeah. Quote, everyone pulled out. Chester Busby, 2020.
Yep.
hey man,
Pull out,
how am
Michael.
I gonna follow up the chicks with Dick's comment? I mean, come on. But anyway, we are getting to the end of the show here, so I want to kind of go through the rest of this list real quick. These are to
Okay.
be announced. They're not even necessarily this age, but there are some things in this list that need to be talked about. Plain and simple. Now, 12
Yeah.
minutes, I've heard a little bit about, but I don't know much. It is from Luis Antonio, who I don't know, but I've heard a little bit about this game, but I don't not enough to talk about it. Amnesia Rebirth is one of those games that GOP was talking about.
Mhm. I
It's
love
one of-
Amnesia. The Amnesia games are good.
and we have Babylon's Fall, which let me go to the website for this one because this one actually looks pretty cool. Have you guys heard about this?
Can't say I have.
Let's see. I'm going to choose my language. I can choose Japanese, English North America, English UK, Deutsch, or France.
Get on it.
Okay, I'm
let's
gonna.
go with the one that we all know.
I was going to go with Japanese.
No,
Yeah,
go
that's
Japanese,
French.
man.
That's all right. I'll be nice because I can lie to you. All right. Oh, come on. That's all you got to give me from that. Come on, you bastards.
Yeah, that's not really telling me too much there.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
wait a
got
minute. There you go. It just loaded very slowly.
fine. My birthday is 02
Stop yourself.
12. I was born in 1958. There you
Like
go.
your birthday really February 12th?
No, God, of course it's not. Come on now. Square Enix game, which Square Enix usually makes me kind of happy.
Mhm.
But like I said, that Marvel game looks pretty horrible. This game looks interesting though. Have you guys seen this?
I've
Yes.
seen it.
Yeah.
I like the graphics. Like it's got kind of that cell shaded / hand painted look.
And this is developed by Platinum, who is one of the companies I was referring to coming
Mhm.
up that need to be taken over the market.
Yeah. It's it just looks fun, dude. It looks like a really good just kind of action RPG type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so we don't know if this will even be launched this year, but it just looked interesting. So it's one of the things I've been kind of looking forward to seeing more about. Below, of course, has been coming for God. How long has this game been coming?
I wouldn't be surprised if the thing doesn't come out this year.
Now this game looks beautiful. It's one of those silhouette, distant Diablo-esque games, but it's very stylistic. It looks really cool. But this
Mhm.
has been coming for a long, long time, dude. I mean, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, I don't know, long time.
According to that, it's already out on Xbox One and PC.
Is it?
That's what it says.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
I haven't played it, but I thought I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a port over.
Oh, it's a port.
Is for the
Okay, good. I
PlayStation.
would say
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if that wasn't out yet. Beyond a Steel Sky is a airship type of game, I do believe. Biomutant is definitely on my freaking radar, dude. This game looks awesome. It's very similar to that action RPG we were just
Furries.
looking at. It's furries, but it looks
Furries.
stellar. It's gorgeous looking game, and it's an action RPG. Yeah.
Chester wants to get into the if pile.
I don't even know what that means, and I don't want to know. Boyfriend Dungeon. What?
The hell
God,
what-
no. That is for Booster for sure.
This has got to be one of those. This got to be one of those friggin' dating sim games or something.
Maybe. Bullet Age going to Switch. Nice, dude.
Mhm.
Carrion. Bullet Age is a fun game if you haven't played it. I don't know this one. For some reason, my brain is saying you do though. Castle Storm 2, Chivalry 2. Hold on a half a minute. Now this is Chivalry 1 was pretty good. You guys play that?
I did not.
No.
I've seen the gameplay of it though.
Yeah, this might be cool, dude. I like Chivalry 1, and I've seen a little bit of the gameplay on this. This could be cool. It could be cool. I don't know enough, though. But Chivalry 2, you should keep an eye out for that. Crossfire X, Crusader Kings 3, Cyber Shadows, Cyberpunk 2077, of course, for the X series, whatever. Dark Alliance.
Oh,
They,
destroy all humans.
They took out Dace Volting in Crusader Kings 3 because supposedly the evil right wing has been using that terminology too much.
Oh, have they? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Of course. I still don't know what a alt right is, to be honest with you. But now, Dark Alliance. Is this talking about the Marvel game? No. But is that no, dude?
Oh wait,
No, dude.
have you seen the trailer for that? It's
That's
it's
that's right. That's the
jarring.
D&D game.
This is the remake of the D&D Dark Alliance
Oh.
game.
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh my!
which is also
Dude,
this is another game, unfortunately, that I would not be surprised if you don't see it this year.
That game, the trailer for that.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
awesome.
no, the trailer looked like dumb because the way that they had it set up, the camera,
Well, I got the trailer right
Um,
here, so.
everything looked so weird.
Oh, because it did the weird kind
Yeah.
of follow thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, but honestly, I wasn't even looking at that. I was just
Yeah, the
looking at
music
way
is
they were
badass.
murdering everything. They were just
But, like,
murdering
yeah.
everything.
So this
But,
is
like,
a
you look at
remake of Dark Alliance. That is awesome, dude. I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
It is weird looking, right, GOP?
Also, I think the graphics for the characters are the actual graphics from the game, but because the way the game's going to be played, they're going to be pulled back from it, so you're not going to see it that close.
Yeah.
But
Well,
just
no,
like the
I-
combat in the game, I was like, that's a D&D party right there, man. Just murdering everything.
Yep, it is. I love the movement, though. It's pretty cool, dude. That's Dritz Duerden coming at your ass,
Freaking
baby.
grits, man.
Yeah,
Killing frost giants.
There you go. But okay, cool. So now I know what that is. At least that's cool. Okay, so it's a remake. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Deliver Us the Moon, which we're going to Switch. We already talked about that. Digimon, don't care. Disco Elysium, dude, that is a badass game, and that's already out though. Uh, uh, if this is the one, I'm pretty sure it's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it's not. No, it is. It's a really. No,
Disco
maybe it's
Elysium.
not.
That's not the one where you kill everybody, is it?
Um, okay, I'll get into it deeper. Hold on a second. It's my brain is saying I know exactly what this is, and it's super cool. Um,
Oh no, this is not what I thought it was. Holy crap.
Yeah, no, this is what I thought it was. No, this is a mystery detective game. It's like the stuff that you and GOP were talking about, where you
Yeah.
have to go and talk to people, and it's like almost a New War throwback and a kind of like a dystopian, like communist
Future, yeah.
dystopia. It actually looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool, and you have to
Yeah, I
manage.
remember the trailer for this now.
Yeah, all of your
Communist dystopia is kind of redundant.
Well, yeah, but the game is all of your emotional characteristics are your statistics. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Doom Eternal, of course. Drake Hollow, Drifters, Dwaros, which I said, Dying Light 2. I don't know. What do you guys think about Dying Light 2? It doesn't look so interesting to me.
Dying Light 1 was okay. It wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't really into it.
Oh my God! There it is. You see it. You see it. You see it. George R. Martin's Elden Ring. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw some stuff for that.
No,
We'll
come on,
see.
dude. Come on, dude. This could be. Oh, God damn it. All right. Fine.
How old are you this time?
12:58.
1942. Okay.
Hey, you're my dad's age.
All right. Watch the trailer. Now, this looks like what the Elder Scrolls should have been. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the trailer.
Yeah, this looks so beautiful, man. And it's coming from a really solid writer that's not washed up like Stephen King.
Yeah, but just
Yeah, I
say it's
said
gonna
it.
take 10 years before you get a sequel to it.
This has got Miyazaki involved too, dude. It's no joke.
Yeah. No, it's like it could be friggin' awesome, but man, I'm just like I'm so. This scene is pretty cool.
I think it's all cool, dude.
I'm just I'm kind of burned out on George right now. I love how the hand starts moving.
Yeah, don't blame George for the idiot twins.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I understand
Yeah,
that. I understand it, but at the same time, I'm like, okay.
Look at that. It's got steampunk cybernetic baby.
Shattered by someone or something.
Fairness to George, he does still claim he's going to finish those books.
He does. He does.
The thing that scares me
Someday.
though, dude, is that if he dies, he's got a thing in he's got a clause that says if he dies and they're not finished, they never get finished. And he does not take care of himself.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, wouldn't you rather that? Would you rather somebody else come in and finish it for him?
Fair point.
I want him to live long enough to finish it. Is what I want.
Basically, we need to discover basically the elixir of life. You know, make
Anti-aging?
immortality. Yeah, just so George R. Martin.
Yeah,
lives
that's right.
long enough to finish
Cut his head
And
off and
no.
stick it on a robot body. Good
And-
enough.
And Clint Eastwood too.
If you make him immortal, he's never finishing that. I hope.
That's probably.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
Dude.
but it's kind of a
I've got
catch-22.
forever to do it.
Now the
It's kind of a
Elden Ring.
catch-22 because
The Elden Ring looks badass, guys. Now, let's see here. We got Ember, which looks pretty good too. Empire of the Sun. Everwild, actually, was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen any of this, but it's a very pretty game. It's very pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm kind of down for it, actually. If you haven't checked it out, go check out Everwild. Let's see here. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. I wasn't a big fan of that. Evil Genius 2, fun game.
Mhm.
Gods and Monsters. Oh, this could be
See,
very,
for
very
me,
cool, dude.
this is how games should be titled. I hate this modern trend. It's not modern, but it's really coming out lately, where they give them these weird, like artistic, like hoity-toity names. What is the game? It's Gods and Monsters. Okay, like, that's what I want a game to be named like, right? I don't need
Yeah,
a big
So basically,
long.
you want a game like Doom would just be killing shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it
What's
looks
the premise of this game? We kill demons. Okay,
it
I'm
looks
in.
beautiful, dude. It looks like Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild. It's so pretty, right? And it's Ubisoft, which is troublesome, but it does
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
pretty. Godfall. I don't know why my brain says I know this game. Um, It's a looter slasher. No, it's not what I thought. Griftlands, I've heard of that. Hades, Halo Infinite, of course. It's a big boy. Hollow Knight. Oh, Hollow Knight.
Oh,
Uh,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, right. Humanity or Humankind. One of these is the one I'm looking. I'm looking forward to one of these. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's Humankind. Nope, it's neither one of them. It's a Civ builder. Kerbals, people like that. There's another one coming. League of Legends, Wild Rift. I'm sure the geek boys are gonna lose their goddamn mind. Lost Words, don't know that one. Magic Legends, whatever. Marvel Future Revolution, that's a Netmarble game. Microsoft Flight Simulator, which number? Da.
They stopped numbering them. That's how many. That's how many they
Right,
got.
kind of
right,
crazy to me how big of a community that game has.
right,
Flight Simulator
Yeah.
game
right.
is huge.
Yeah.
There is a new Odd World coming. That's
Hmm.
cool. Panzer Dragoon remake for Switch. Ooh,
That could be cool. That could
ooh,
be cool.
it could be cool.
Fantasy Star 2 online would be awesome too. That
I
I want
played
that
it
game.
years ago, dude. Years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Now to be fair,
Psychonauts 2?
I'm sorry. What?
No, I'm just saying Psychonauts 2. But
Psychonauts 2.
Mhm.
Psychonauts was a great game. That was good fun, man.
Mhm.
And Psychonauts 2 looks pretty good too. But Phantasy Star Online 2, I have to say this. I played it. I'm not a big fan of Japanese MMOs. I don't think they do them as well as others. Although Blue Protocol's coming out, and I'm absolutely enamored with the game. But it won't come out this year, though. I seriously
Yeah.
doubt. But the thing about Phantasy Star Online 2 that you have to take a grain of salt from what I say is that they have completely remastered it for the North American or for the Western release.
Ugh.
They have though,
That's
so that
issues for me then.
could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, right? So
Yeah.
Psychonauts 2 is a good choice though. I agree. Rainbow Six Quarantine, they're taking Rainbow Six and they're doing zombies. All right.
Hmm.
Uh,
Works for hey, it works for Medal of Honor and
true, I guess, but it's like, I kind of miss the classic Rainbow Six.
Streets of Rage
You
4.
know,
Streets of Rage.
yeah, Streets of Rage, yeah.
Super Meat Boy Forever. Prepare to pull your heart out.
Super Meat Boy Forever, yeah.
That thing's gonna be hard. That thing's gonna be
It's gonna be
hard.
really hard, yes. Because Superliminal, this I believe I've heard about. Maybe not. It doesn't look familiar. Super Smash Brothers, I'm assuming. System Shock. Ooh, dude, they're doing a
System
remaster
Yeah,
of
Shock,
System
dude,
Shock, man.
they've been supposedly remaking that thing for like the last 3 years.
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got the Outer Worlds coming to Switch. That game's done pretty well. Um,
It was
Tom,
Vampire the
fun, it's kind of
Masquerade
low.
Bloodlines 2.
yeah,
Ugh.
that is a game that's gone completely woke, though. Unfortunately, and because I would be happy for it, but it looks completely woke, dude. And they're gonna ruin the damn thing. Let's see, Watch Dogs Legion once again, Ubisoft, and it
Yeah,
looks
they went
ultra woke.
hardcore woke.
Yeah,
Yep, they went hardcore woke with that.
yeah. And then Yakuza Like a Dragon. I don't know this game. My son probably does, but Worms 2020.
Wow, Shadowlands. Oh, wow.
All right, so there's
Ugh.
one game. There's one game that I didn't see anywhere on that list, but this is actually one of the games that I'm most looking forward to. It's called Atomic Heart.
What?
It's
Atomic
called
Heart.
Atomic Heart.
I think it's already out,
And
dude.
it's- No, I don't think it's out yet
Let me check.
because I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Oh.
You're right, and I am completely wrong.
So, if you watch the initial trailer for this thing, the
I'm
game looks
playing right now.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a
I
very
think this
beautiful
was the
game.
trailer I saw.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clean, very
It's
pretty.
it's pretty.
It is pretty. Yeah.
But yeah, the initial trailer, it just, I don't know, the game looks crazy, the stuff that was in it. Not just like, the cleanness of the graphics, but it was just it was very different in its entire design from
Yeah.
games I've seen.
Yeah. And ooh, it's a Soviet, which is itself interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But all right. Anyway, that is 2 hours of video games conversation. Now that should satiate you for a little while, at least.
Next week, wrestling.
No, next week D&D, baby. D&D.
Wrestling's way more fun.
It's D&D.
Now we could easily do a wrestling show if you guys would like to one time, because I'm also a wrestling guy. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely. But the problem for me is I kind of have a gap in my vision, unfortunately, because from around 88-ish, 87 to about 96, I was doing stuff. I didn't play video games. I didn't watch TV, hardly saw any movies. I was busy doing other things. So that gap, I don't know anything about that era. I'm completely lost to me.
I'll learn you.
Well, for pro wrestling, aside from Hulk Hogan, the Hulk Hogan era was winding down at the beginning of that era till about 97, 96, 97. It was, except for like in Japan, in the West, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
Well, like for instance, the whole Steve Austin era, I completely missed, which includes The Rock,
Oh,
right?
you're talking all the way up to like 2002, because that's when 2003 is when he retired, I believe, but 2002 is when he was basically, his era was over.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed a great time, my friend. You missed a great time.
I was busy doing stuff, man. I was busy. But I do have a gap in my vision for that period, and it seems longer than that. But when my son was old enough to understand wrestling, I introduced it to him, and we watched. His favorite wrestler, even though he's a much later arrival to wrestling, it's still The Undertaker. He loves The Undertaker.
He's gonna have a match at WrestleMania this year.
Well,
He's
WrestleMania might get
55
canceled.
years old.
Well, what they're planning on doing, from my understanding, is they're going to still do the show. They're just going to find either a smaller venue or just do an empty arena.
Yeah.
Which would be very weird.
It is, but
really weird.
there's a lot of things that's happening here in Japan, like every day. The sumo, the baseball, all that stuff, like they're just playing to empty arenas, yeah, and just televising it.
Well, the NBA is talking about doing that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, who cares? No one cares about basketball, dude. Nobody.
Yeah, right.
It's only one of the biggest sports in the world.
No, God, no, it's not. It's not even in the top five, three in America, dude.
It's pretty big in China. It's huge in China. To the point that they go.
All
over to
they
China.
do is watch ping pong.
Ping pong and StarCraft.
That's right. No one cares.
And apparently,
You like ping pong?
StarCraft is a South Korean thing.
You like ping pong? I like ping pong. You like ping pong?
Everyone likes ping pong. We hit the ball back far very quickly. You have time to catch it. You try, you white boy. Round eye. Round eye. I kick your ass. Round eye. Right.
That's that is good old fashioned American racism. Right there.
Suspicion Chester's wife's not there.
Well, she's not Chinese either.
We're going to hell.
Yeah.
We're
No,
going to
we're
hell.
not. That's fair. That's fair game. That's fair game, dude. But no, I mean, it's like a lot of things. It's like everyone thinks this hip hop pop stuff is actually popular. It's nowhere near the biggest music in America. It's the media hype, dude. Basketball sucks balls since Larry Bird retired.
Oh God. Okay, man, you went all the way back to Larry Bird. Damn,
Damn
I
right.
was gonna say
No,
Jordan. I was
Larry
like, God,
Bird
man.
was nothing compared to
I was
Jordan, and
gonna say
everybody
Jordan.
knows it.
Oh no, I agree.
Oh my God,
Jordan,
Slick has
Bird,
arisen.
Magic Johnson, all those old school guys who were respectful gentlemen basketball players, and then came the era of gangster rap and ruined basketball, dude. Ruined it. They have
I'm
no
sorry.
freaking
The
character.
gangster rap
They're a
came
bunch of
after
jagoffs.
came after Jordan. All right, Jordan was a team player, the whole thing.
Oh, I agree.
It's
I love
the
Jordan.
next generation.
Yeah, I love Jordan. Yeah,
Right?
I
Jordan
agree.
is the
was great.
greatest, and I saw him play. I saw Bird play. I saw
I saw
Johnson
Jordan
play.
too. I was young.
Jordan was the shit.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Damn, man, you got Slick fired up.
I did. Well, and
And-
he's right though, because basketball lost its tarnish, dude. I mean, lost its it became tarnished. It lost its sheen
It
because there
lost
are a
its
bunch of.
luster.
It did. Thank you, God. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word.
And Space Jam. Don't forget Space
Oh
Jam.
God, shut up.
Everybody talking about the Space Jam.
Yeah, if I have to listen to another interview of a new NBA player saying, I have to thank God and my mama, I'm going to buy her a house and a new car. If I have to listen to another one of those things, I swear to God, I'm going fucking Unabomber, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Was that racist enough for you? There you go. Had to,
I don't know.
Dude.
Can you go dark? Can we go deeper? Let's.
I
It's kind of
could
funny
bring
that
the
you said-
Jews in if you'd like.
It's kind of funny that you said luster, man, because that reminds me that we lost Mr. Max von Sydow,
We
and
did.
that
We
that
did.
speech from Conan is awesome, man.
It is.
When all the
We played
gems
it on the
lose their
show
luster.
yesterday, dude. We played it on the show.
Chester,
Yeah,
That's
I hate to
awesome.
break it to you, but Jews don't play basketball. They're not athletic enough.
it's just fair. That is fair.
No, they just own all the
Fair.
teams.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
dude.
Booster told me a really good Jew joke the other day. It was pretty bad.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't repeat it because that would get me in trouble, actually. So.
And then your channel gets banned.
Oh yeah, dude, that would definitely get you banned. Booster's a bad boy. But anyway, it's 2 hours. That's what we
Yep.
got for you today, guys. Do keep in mind that tomorrow we are going to be doing, of course, drone recorded. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow
Liar.
we are doing fan speak. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after that, you'll get to see the Drone Recorded Pro Edition, which is nowhere near as good as the Ultimate Edition, but hey, But next week, however, we're going to be starting off our campaign. Now, we had a 0 session just to kind of work out, and we got ourselves into the dungeon, as it were. But we're starting full on next week with our new campaign. I'm looking forward to it. I am
Y'all gonna
playing.
die.
I am playing War Machine, basically.
Mhm.
Basically.
Y'all gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
have
maybe.
fun killing you.
It's
My
definitely
character
possible.
is gonna
Definitely
pull you
possible.
all out of the fire.
But I have to tell you, Bob, I never thought I would be playing War Machine in D&D because that's what the character is, dude. It's outrageous.
That's fine, man.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
fine, man.
I'll make a deal with you, Chester.
Mhm.
Right here in
Oh,
front
God.
of God and everybody.
All right.
There's only about 8 people watching, so if I go back on this, no one will know.
That's true. Yeah.
After you guys do this one, if
Mm-hmm.
you do a wrestling one, I'll do it with you.
Dude, there is a wrestling friggin' MMO.
There is.
I mean,
There's several.
there is a wrestling RPG.
I know.
There is. You
I'm
could
aware.
also do the Aberrant Wrestling League as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Intergalactic Wrestling Champions.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That'd be fun, dude. That'd be fun. Coming from the 20th turnbuckle, dropping down a kilometer. All right. But it's time to go. So who wants to namaste us out of here today?
You.
Me.
It's your turn.
My turn. All right, fine. All right, fine. Go ahead, Bob. Give them your closing statements.
Well, it was fun today, guys. Check us out next week when we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna murder all these guys. And check out my channel that the Comic Book Bob. We do Nerd Culture Clash at 6 p.m. right before this show, and we just basically talk about the same kind of nerdy crap.
Awesome. Rock on. GOP.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week for D&D. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to my character dying. And
Gonna punch it like a
that's
football.
pretty
Well,
much it. Yeah, I want to get the fastball special. I want to get thrown at something.
yeah, we got a character who can do it for you. He's playing a wild, crazy gnome. It's gonna be cool. Rock on.
Mm-hmm.
Thundero.
Yo, yep. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I should be here, barring anything bad happening. Knock on wood. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. It was good talking about games. We should do this more often. I think
We
we should
should.
actually like go into like a deep analysis of like gaming news and just games in general.
Yeah, no, we
But yeah,
could go genre. We could do any. I mean, we can adjust anything we want, dude. We could do a Monday comics news today, or we could do a fan speak. Actually, leave the comics news today as comics. But fan speak, it doesn't have necessarily have to be titled. We can do video games on that day, all we like. Yeah, awesome.
absolutely. Sounds like a plan.
Slick Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The gaming talk was just fascinating. I added so much to the conversation,
You
You
did.
and
really
I
did.
felt like I was
wouldn't
really getting
stop
in the
talking.
mix today. I wouldn't stop talking.
Right.
I was talking behind my mute. Anyway, I had the cheesecake challenge last night. We're going to do another one this coming Monday. It was a lot of fun. If anybody wants to stop by Slick Jimmy Speaks on YouTube and check that out.
Sweet.
I also have a book still in demand on Indiegogo. I'm working on the lettering right now. Hoping we'll get that done sooner than later, and we'll get that book out to everybody. So if you want to talk to me on Twitter, go to Slick Jimmy Love. There you go.
Sweet. Yeah, no. And this was an in-depth conversation about video games, which is always fun. But to take us out of here today, I can only think of really one appropriate namaste. And it goes like this. If you've been drinking and you can't tell the chick has a dick, never drink again.
Namaste.
Where the hell have you been?
Namaste.
True dat.
True that. True that.
How we
I'm
tell.
gonna
Right.
assume Bangkok, Thailand.
Bangkok, Thailand. Yeah, the home of chicks with dicks. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye now.